Now we're live.
Oh no!
Oh,
No.
Check all the mics, because the mics go bad.
Check all my checkups,
Go.
Mike.
Ooh,
okay.
now we're...
Oh well.
My hollow metal dice rolled a
I
5.
mean, at least
Check
it's
all
picking
the
up
mics,
like your
'cause the mics go
closed
bad.
caption
Check all
stuff.
my
So
checkups,
go.
Mike.
Okay.
Oh no.
My hollow...
I mean, at least it's picking up
mics,
like
the mics go
closed
bad.
caption stuff.
I'm getting like some.
Yep. The closed caption always saves our asses.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm getting some loop.
That's good. That's good. Props.
Technical difficulties, my friends. They'll always get us in the end.
It's always. It's always. We are a professional streamer, yo. We are professional streamers.
Professionals.
A delusion.
What is the Havoc stream without
You accidentally
chaos?
mute your mic.
I mean, I'm called a tech himbo thanks to all the difficulties on my stream, which is true. Still.
I just sit there and I cry about it.
Do you literally sit there and just start crying?
I'm just like, if there's two things that I fear in life, it's the unknown and technology, namely printers.
Yeah. Oh god, don't
Printers
even.
and routers.
Oh.
Printers terrify me in a deep,
Oh yeah.
primal way.
I cannot even begin to...
The minute I see the ink cartridges are running out, panic.
Oh no! Panic! Absolutely panic.
Oh, no, not the panic.
I have... I run 3D printers, so
Ooh.
I hate technology, and technology hates me. And, I've spent hours just sitting in front of a 3D printer crying because it's like, you're supposed to do this, and it's supposed to be simple, and nothing's supposed to be this hard ever. And nope, it's all bad.
Us having non-expensive hobbies that if we mess up aren't expensive to recover from.
Yeah.
What?
What?
That's not gonna happen. Not
in my Christian Minecraft server.
Oh no! I blacked out and suddenly $300 is out of my bank account. What happened?
Yup.
Oh, and let's not even factor in the ADHD impulse buying.
Oh,
Me,
Oh, all right.
me
I
at
didn't
Gen
need to
Con.
be personally attacked.
Me
I
at Gen
managed-
Con.
I managed to cancel the other day a $700 lightsaber purchase that I was just like, I didn't even realize I had hit purchase.
okay.
And I was
that's
just
good.
Oh,
like,
you really did
what?
black out.
No, I was just looking at it, and I put together this whole badass looking lightsaber, this double-ended Sith lightsaber, and I was just like,
Ooh.
oh, that's so expensive. And so I was leaving, and
Dear chatters, would you be able to tell us if you hear us loud and clear?
Lovely,
You hear
lovely,
we do not talk about
lovely people in the chat. Can you hear us all? We love you.
You hear me now? Good. That's good. If that's
No audio?
it. No audio at all
Oh no!
from any of us.
for anyone.
I can't
Can
hear
you
Ivy.
hear any of us?
Jordan!
Okay, we'll be back. Blah.
No,
So proud.
thanks, Jordy.
Just love how the fists went to the hips instead of the... No.
You're very helpful and I care about you deeply, but do not mistake this accident for weakness.
So the stream is saying they can.
Microphone's still.
let's try now. Can you hear me now? Oh, I just love like the slow clap. That's all that sounded like. It was like, yes.
That's
Exactly.
clean.
But did
Boots
you-
down,
but-
slay.
But did you
Exactly.
stream? If you don't have at least one tech issue, did you even stream? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Seems like I can hear you over like
Sweet.
the.
Now we're loud
over-
and clear.
Yeah.
Yay!
Tails, yeah.
All right. Anyways,
Hey,
hello.
Tails. Yeah.
What's a pure Havoc stream without a little bit of chaos and havoc in the beginning, anyways? So,
Exactly.
We're
welcome.
just setting the mood.
Welcome to Pure Havoc, which I think this is a wonderful way for us to come back for our first show after Gen Con. I think that was fantastic because of course we have to have one issue.
Yeah.
What's the line? On brand.
Yeah, very,
On
very
brand!
on brand for us
Brand.
as a stream and with this particular show. So, welcome to Pure Havoc, where we run a Suicide Squad style of game where our lovely players here are part of a group that goes out on missions. However, they are dictated by their quote-unquote Amanda Waller type, who is our lovely
Mom.
Ericus. Yes, your mom. Yes, mom.
Well, Milagro should have been here for that.
Oh my god, yes. But tonight, we have just had our party come back after their first successful mission, having been able to, as a group, successfully bring back a smuggler type who unfortunately caused a little bit of strain with a couple of the party members and their emotions within themselves, Vera. But
Damn. Shots fired.
Emotions are not logical.
emotions are not logical, not when they make
They
you feel like
aren't, so
you're
that's
alive.
kind of weird when they just randomly show up or something. Like,
Isn't
that
it, though?
can't,
Bizarre.
couldn't be me.
No.
Emotional damage.
But
Couldn't be me.
our
Oh.
last and first mission was the party going on assignment to go find a smuggler, a individual who was appeared to be appearing out of thin air, killing people and then taking their artifacts, which it came to find out it was actually a summoned invisible stalker, and you were able to successfully defeat the invisible stalker and his master both. You currently are standing in Ericus's office, having been teleported back. She's sitting behind the desk, and you had your lovely charge that you had brought back with you in a very precarious state of being, as you all absolutely decimated him on capture. So currently, it is the 5 of you standing in front of Ericus's desk, and she had just welcomed you back. Picking up from there, what would you like to do?
Hi, Mom.
Hello, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
What?
We actually brought you a couple presents.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm more thrown off by the mom thing.
Right?
Yeah,
Would
remember
you like to
before we
do the honors?
Have a mug. I thought of you. I thought of you, and when I saw this, and I just knew I had to get it for you, so I thought I'd bring you back a little souvenir.
Yeah, we saw it as a nice like team building exercise.
I think they all just have Stockholm syndrome.
We
I
could help
believe
it.
that they exhibit signs of kleptomania.
Rude, but fair.
Okay, and she'll stand up from behind the desk, which has quite a few different stacks of papers and notebooks, etc. on it, but it's all very uniform where it's supposed to be. And she'll come around the desk and reach
Can I
out.
see any of what the those documents say?
They're all closed. All the notebooks and stuff are closed.
Mm.
But
Dang.
she kind of stands in front of Rain and reaches a hand out. Okay, what type of mug are we talking about here?
One for drinks and coffee, and I'm gonna give it to her, but have like the world's best tavern wench facing towards me. So she doesn't see it right away.
Oh God.
Seems like a very high quality. And she'll turn it around.
We can easily change that and
Why
stuff.
would we change it?
Oh
That is
yeah.
beautiful artistry. Look at the calligraphy on that.
I mean,
World's best tavern wench.
It was supposed to say world's best mom, but you take what you
There
can
were a
get.
lot of the best mom mugs, so It was the
Yeah.
next best thing.
Yeah,
think-
we can.
This
You take care of us like a tavern wench takes care of people.
Oh my god. You're gonna die
That
again.
information seems only partially relevant.
Okay.
We
You know what?
bonded a lot during the mission.
You know what? Thank you very much for the gift.
Mhm.
I appreciate the effort put into obtaining it during your mission.
Mhm.
Since it looks to have not hindered your goals, glancing over to the charge that you have with you, I will gratefully accept. I shall put it on her desk.
See, we got a
She-
gold star.
Norza just kind of like high fives the teams as ever so sneakily, just like
Like low fives.
high fives.
Okay.
Rhea doesn't understand, so you just like gently like thunk the metal of her arm.
Just like gently grab the hand, is like, yeah.
Just
Okay. While I have guardsmen come and take care of our other guest here,
Mhm.
do any of you have a report for me, or is it just this mug?
There was homework?
Not necessarily homework, more of a give me a debriefing of how the mission went.
well,
It went good. Went pretty smoothly.
we
So
did a
upon-
scout.
There were campfires that were set unintentionally.
Sorry.
So upon successful completion of acquiring the charge in question, gesturing to the individual put aside, we are able to acknowledge what his plans were regarding the missing and injured people, as well as the items that were taken off of the people in question.
Seems like you were not only
It seems
successful-
the primary motivation was a monetary value.
It seems you were not only successful but exceeded my expectations. Good job.
Yeah.
I mean, you thought worse of us?
Well, no, but you all are very.
I mean, that's kind of dreadful.
I didn't say anything of the sort. At that point, guardsmen will come in and very carefully take this individual from you and will lead him off to wherever they're taking him.
Vera tracks them with the individual with her head, just standing in place, but
Yeah.
just
Oh.
Yeah, you're able to very
Okay.
follow very easily. It's
As he's being let off, Morgan is literally just.
Oh boy. Bye bye.
okay. Well, I'm very thankful that you all were able to succeed my expectations, and for the wonderful mug, I will be sure to use it. In the meantime, while I await your next mission, you are able to explore the floor or recuperate however you need. Did you manage to get anything else from him, or was it just him as an individual?
Nah, pretty much just him. Little fuckhead.
And
there
his
were
whole-
items off of him. Vera blurts out.
I was waiting to see who was going to remember and say it. Items?
Sausage.
Yes.
What?
Yeah,
We had sausage for breakfast.
It
This-
was really good.
This information pertains to the mission. A gag order is not in effect.
Gag order?
Sausage means gag order, Ericus.
Does it now?
Yep.
That's a military term I had not come to know yet. Thank you for
I was
informing
not
me.
aware either. It had to be entered into my information databanks.
I understand. Thank you for the information. As she just glances to the rest of the party.
Norris is like kind of like slyly like head nodding his head over just to like everybody else. It's like
Like, not me, not me, not me.
Morgan's
Nope.
literally nodding his head over to Norsa.
Brian is just sitting there waving like, hello, it was me the whole time.
Here's me. Deal.
Okay. So, in way of items?
There were some items. We returned some of them back to their owners and stuff. Some of them we had to use to help make our mission a lot easier.
I
And
can't
stuff.
exactly remember what all there was.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember. There, I know that there was the wand. Then there wasn't the. Then there was the locket, I believe.
There was the
And then
staff.
there was.
There was a staff
Then there-
ring, which Xavier currently is in possession of.
Yeah. And then there was the cloak with the deep pocket.
Mhm.
I'm
And I
trying to
just
remember.
found stuff in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, you hadn't told me what was in it yet, right?
Yeah, I'll send you a list.
No.
Okay.
I was about to say, aren't I wearing it?
You are. You
People
said
are, yeah.
the exact conversation that you had was here. Let me wear it so mom doesn't get suspicious.
Yep.
Don't get suspicious. Don't
Don't
be
be
suspicious.
suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be
Yeah.
I
suspicious.
was gonna say, don't look at me. I'm a wizard. I should have a staff already. So
Yeah,
this was
and
just
Xavier
incidental,
has the staff. So,
which I have not remarked a single frickin' thing about.
Yep, and I was trying to be real quiet about my new coat. But
So-
somebody.
This information pertains to the mission. Mother, I
It
mean,
does.
Erica needed to know.
Mother- I mean,
she just okay.
Like-
Apologies. Apologies. Your name keeps being rewritten. Would you prefer Mother or Ericus?
I feel like it's
Mother
just- I
Ericus.
feel like it's just gonna get
Mother
weird.
Eric is
Oh
it.
my
Compromise.
Yeah, Arcus. Okay, that works.
If you all-
Americus?
Can we start calling this place the nunnery?
So, anyways,
Mm-hmm.
Code
I'm
name
hearing
the
is that you
nunnery. It's our
gave-
secret hideout.
the items that you obtained back to the owners that you could,
Yeah.
Yes.
Norsa,
I wasn't aware of this.
I need you to roll me deception because you're straight up lying to her.
Does he get advantage since I'm helping?
Yes. You do get advantage.
Okay.
Oh, actually,
Clear,
I believe in you.
clearly, there must be a
Oh my-
lapse in Vera's memory.
clearly,
Yep.
clearly.
Clearly.
Just oh god.
Hey, Cripwalker.
Okay. Oh, okay. This is kind of good.
Okay.
This is kind of good. With my -1 to deception,
Oh, fuck.
I rolled a 14, 2 straight 15s, yo.
Yay!
Okay.
So
Let's
good
go.
work.
Okay, so she kind of looks around the party like that's not quite what she would expect of you all, as you don't strike her as the trustworthy types, except for Vera, who in her mind is like, we have to.
Xavier's kind of looking around with an odd look on his face, and he goes, "I hid out in a nunnery once. It was not as nice as this."
She's now just looking at Xavier, and it's like, okay.
Gives a
Norsa?
whole new meaning to the term home base, doesn't it?
Oh,
I know.
Okay.
And what a better name for the secret hideout than the nunnery? We start talking about going back to the nunnery. No one's gonna know what we're talking about.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's gonna be nothing but confusion.
We're
I
gonna
mean,
have
if
a
we
name.
talk about going home and
Already?
sin,
Norsa,
Yeah.
she seems
Oh.
to believe you.
Woo!
She kind of looks you up and down. You have had no reason to lie to her up until this point. So in her mind, she's like, yeah, okay. And I don't see any of the objects, as you all have very carefully put them out of sight, especially Morgan.
Just give an eye to
Okay.
Morgan and Xavier. Like, this is trust. I am trusting you guys.
Don't mess it up.
it's wearing his
Meanwhile, Rain
official
has like
coat
a
over the
hand
other coat.
firmly slapped on Vera's mouth. Robot mouth.
Ignore her. Ignore her.
Not engaged.
Okay.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Yeah, that's exactly the vibes. Okay, right. If you all will return to your abodes for the evening, or at least for a little while, so I can gather your next assignment for you. Go make lunch or anything. Is there any expenses that you all racked up while you were gone? Do I need to do any of that?
Oh,
Xavier says, "Yes, I will turn my expense list in shortly."
Okay.
What he
Um,
said.
I think the only thing that we kind of burned was a rope. That was for job reasons. But
Why would you
anyway,
burn a rope?
A
uh,
very complicated mission.
yes, it was.
We
It
also
was-
weren't given a limit on room service, so
Okay. She just rubs
I will
her
submit-
temple. Ugh.
I will submit an itemized list of reimbursement items at a later date.
Fantastic, thank you. Oh, okay, all right. You all can go to your rooms. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Morgan is just going to skip out the room.
Skip, skip, skip. All right. You find yourselves back on the familiar floor that you originally started at, with your kitchen off to one side, your bedrooms. However, your rooms seem to have been upgraded a little bit in your absence. Your cots have now been upgraded to a little bit nicer and comfier beds, and you each have a dresser in your rooms now.
Morgan is immediately just jumping onto the bed. Just full-blown Superman, just...
Oh my.
Is there anything you would like to do in this area you guys can explore? If there's any other updates, the kitchen is also there, since certain individuals like cooking, as well as Hallie, I'm going to send you that magic list of what you got.
Okay.
Because I know you and Morgan will probably end up going through the pocket of the large
Oh,
coat.
yeah.
Like
So-
kids on Halloween going through their treat bag.
That's exactly the
absolutely.
vibes. That's exactly
Oh.
what it is.
Oh shit, a Milky Way. Hell yeah.
Someone was giving out full-size bars and no one told us.
And
Oh my
baseball.
god.
You guys didn't hit
Ugh.
Old Man
Rock.
Smithers' house?
Mhm.
He's got
Ew.
king-size Hershey's.
No
Oh
way.
yeah.
Yeah, but there was that one year he put Quaaludes and everything, so no one goes there anymore.
We'll hit that one up first.
Oh my god.
Let that one up first and have a great evening.
Oh my. Okay. Norza just going to the kitchen, making some tea, and just like shakily, just like take a big old sip of just like, oh, okay. First time, first job went well. I think that went well.
We're slowly corrupting him.
I am not being slowly corrupted by you. This is trust, okay? I am trusting you guys.
A mistake, honestly.
Semantics, really.
Because I think deep down inside, all of you guys are good guys. It's a little rough around the edges.
And that rough texture is what rips other people's skin off, so I can understand that.
I
Xavier,
mean, that's
we're gonna have to like smooth out some of the edges there, buddy. A little too sharp, a little too sharp.
Rough, like,
What are you gonna do? Use
Sandpaper
what was that?
how do you smooth out the sandpaper? If he's all sandpapery and rough and tearing off people's skin, how do you smooth that off?
I just smooth it down to the point where there's no grit.
just a higher grit.
Yep, higher grit.
You
Also,
So
blast
you're
me with
saying is treat violence with violence. Got it.
Oh,
Exactly.
oh no. Well,
Have you-
wait, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant. Oh God. Okay.
great. Now you're gonna get me killed again.
I am not getting you killed. I will take the heat if anything goes wrong.
Hear that? He's taking my punishments from now on.
I
I heard it.
While we're
Right.
having this conversation, Ivy, can I start digging around those really deep pockets?
Yep.
I just want
Can
to
we
pull
sit on the
something
floor
random
and look
out.
through 'em?
Oh God.
I love the, or deep down inside, Norsa has a bad side that's being brought out by the power of friendship. It's very good. So there
Power
are
of
3
friendship.
items that are in the pockets as you and Rain start going through them.
Yes.
Oh.
So you find, as you're rummaging in the pockets and kind of shaking it out, as they fall into Rain's hand as you're shaking it, you find a charlatan's dice, and you know that this will let you roll it and it'll land on whatever number you choose. You find a lock of trickery, and you
Oh.
find a earring of message.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, they could be good for any of us.
Yeah.
I don't really need it because I can just do it myself. So
Well, can you
I-
repeat that again?
Yes.
What was it?
So there's charlatan's dice, earring of message, and lock of trickery.
the lock thing. Is any of us really good with locks?
Uh.
My sleight of hand is good.
I mean,
Yeah.
What does? Can I identify any of these items, like making an arcana roll and try and identify any of these items are, like without having to do an identify spell?
Yeah, yeah. If you would
Okay.
like to roll Arcana, which one are you looking at first?
I'm gonna look at the lock first.
Okay.
I feel like giving the earring to Avira would probably be the best idea since she has no access to communicate long distance.
Let's say because I know I have
23.
message myself.
Ooh, 23.
And I can just yell very loudly.
I just sound very loud.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Yes.
all right, so you rolled a 23. So as you're looking at it, this lock appears to be an ordinary lock and comes with a single key. The tumblers in this lock magically adjust to thwart burglars. Dexterity checks made to pick the lock have disadvantage.
This is basically a security item. It makes it harder for someone to get into it, which means that eventually someone just going to cut it off.
Snag.
I
I'm just
hand
gonna.
that off.
God, come on, brain.
You can have it if you want.
Oh, okay, thank you. I
Uh,
trust you guys, but some things are not meant to be seen by your eyes. Okay.
Did you want the earring of message as well, Xavier?
Oh, I can try it. Yeah. Oh my God, 26.
Okay.
Damn.
The blue crystal of this earring is wrapped with delicate copper wire. The earring has 5 charges. While wearing it, you can use an action to expend 1 charge and cast the message spell. The earring
Ooh.
regains 1d4 plus 1 extended charges daily at dawn.
And it's just straight up the message spell.
Yep.
Okay. So I basically relate that to everyone. Who do we have that is going to be doing a lot of advanced search?
I mean,
Either one of you then should probably have that so you can send messages back to us.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
I could already do it myself, so
Oh, then, Rain.
I believe this is for you.
Considering Rain's dragon was able to assist us in reconnaissance, I believe
Yeah.
Rain would have the highest quality using this particular item.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
And while everyone's like handing over the stuff, Norza is just like using the lock automatically on like his little like trunk and stuff, just keep that locked up.
Okay.
Ew.
Dorsen's got secret.
I was gonna say,
Right?
What's Norse's trunk made out of?
you are not fireballing the trunk.
I was about to say,
I
quite
would
possibly
never.
a flammable
I just-
substance.
I just have acid splash, so I'm just.
Oh my god,
wondering.
not. No.
Leave my stuff alone.
Poor Norza. He's never going to be able to feel comfortable or safe anywhere. Stand on my stuff.
You have to
Safe.
trust me. I have a cat.
That's not how that works.
We're like siblings, where it's like your closet is our closet now, and suddenly we're wearing
Yep.
your favorite tank top to a
Exactly.
concert.
It's like, is that my
Yeah.
shirt?
Hard.
Like, relate.
my shirt.
Hard. That
Are
actually
those
happened to
shoes?
me, kinda.
No.
So now that you've
That actually happened to me
identified them,
recently, kinda.
now that you've
I don't know.
identified
I don't know who owns these pumps, but they're fucking fabulous.
they're Ericus's.
Not my demonias!
So now that you've successfully identified your magic items, etc., is there anything you'd like to do?
Vera excuses herself to go to the armory, realizing that there might quite possibly be some pent-up frustration bubbling under the metal surface. She is going to go attempt to lance a few training dummies to blow off some steam.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
There absolutely is an area set up for you to be able to do that. So you are more than welcome to make use of it by lancing some of the training dummies. Some
Is there quite possibly, since the last time we were in the armory, is there quite possibly a fancier lance or anything along those lines that Vera could quite possibly exchange hers for?
Let me take a look here.
hey, yo.
Let's see.
A higher quality stabby thing?
Higher quality stabby.
Higher
thing.
quality stabbings.
Because currently your lance does what? Plus.
So
Is
it's
it
1d12 plus 5.
1d12 plus
Yeah.
5. Okay. Let me take a look here.
Is there a magical lance? A lance of my dreams?
Lancelot? Is that you?
Oh.
Wow.
Nah, just Lance a little.
No.
No, it's just Lance of adequate.
Okay.
Lance Bennett from InSync.
Oh my gosh, it just keeps doing worse.
Lance NPR because he likes stealing
Slightly
people's
above
life.
average.
Let me look here. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Right. We're gonna use. No.
Oh
No, no,
Oh,
no. Oh no. Oh no, no. That's only a
Oh,
6.
no,
A
no.
Oh
six.
no.
No, you currently do not find one.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Dang.
I must be really distracted.
You are.
I'm gonna.
As
I'm
you're looking
uber-
around, you've kind of walked over to the lances, and you look to anyone standing on the outside like you're observing them, looking for an updated one. Really, you're off in your own little world, just not thinking of much at all.
1,000 yard staring. That's not vaguely terrifying whatsoever.
No.
Disassociating is the thing, you know.
Yeah.
Just your friendly neighborhood robot with hidden anger issues staring
Did-
at a wall for 15 minutes.
Did Vera go out of her way to like kind of slip off, or did she just like turn and walk out?
She just turned and walked out. She wasn't necessarily hiding, but she also didn't necessarily say where she was going. She just said, cool, well, you guys are good. I'm gonna go do my thing.
Yeah, that
But-
sounds like Vera.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Like, you can
necessarily
choose
out
to-
of like it's not weird for Vera to do that.
Yeah,
No,
like
no,
at
no.
this point, it's not logical for me to waste my time hanging out with you guys.
Ow.
That's
felt
Vera.
that.
You will be friends, damn it.
I felt
God
that,
damn.
and I'm not even playing.
Twist the
damn.
knife a little
Oh.
bit, Jesus.
You are not necessary to my current functions, therefore you have no value
No
to me.
purpose.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right.
Right?
Is there anything else the lot of you would like to do while Vera
You know-
goes through a training montage of animated object dummies that are running around as she stabs them?
Actually, Xavier is going to follow Vera out at a distance.
Oh, okay. So you see.
Can you observe the training yard from outside of it? Like, is it in? Is
Yeah,
it
like-
inside the building? Is it outside the
So
building?
it's
Is it?
inside the building. So it's got it basically has a catwalk above, and it's in a square, and the steps leading down. That way you can be more down in like almost a pit style. Concrete walls and everything, along with the training like rack of weapons and dummies.
Okay. I'm not. By the way, Xavier's not trying to hide himself in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, you're
so-
just following to see what she's up to. Yeah, as
Mhm.
soon as she enters the pit, a couple of the animated dummies start running around, and basically as sparring partners.
I do witness her doing the
1,000 yards there.
peaceful. Yeah.
Yes. But for the most part, it just looks as if she's in deep contemplation.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you were around her previously, you understand that that's just kind of how she goes. Any
yeah.
random stranger would be like, the hell?
And I would also would think that, you know, I've seen her do that when she is trying to decide a course of action that does not have a true logical reason. Like anytime she's dealing with one of us who are acting emotional.
What can I say? Y'all really put me through the ringer.
We did. We kind
So-
of did.
Did.
Xavier watches her and watches what she's doing, and he comes in and he kind of like enters the area but not into the actual practice round.
Can I actually roll to see the quality of how I'm doing?
Yeah,
Ooh.
absolutely.
I'm legit. I don't want to leave it up to. I actually want to leave it up to the dice to determine the
To see
quality of
how-
your concentration right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
Is there a specific role that you want me to do at all?
Oh no. Oh no.
Let's do
Oh,
dexterity.
no.
Dexterity?
Oh no.
4.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
God.
Xavier,
I'm not doing.
from where
I'm
you
not
are
doing very
observing-
good right now.
From where Xavier is observing Vera, you see her, and at first it appears very natural and normal. She is very proficient with this lance. You've seen her use it. You understand that. However, the closer you look, the longer you watch, you see it's not those quick, precise slashes. It is a frantic, illogical series of motions, and it doesn't make sense to any way of fighting.
Xavier kind of crouches and he begins absentmindedly tracing like arcane symbols
Mhm.
in the sand, and he kind of looks over it and he says, So, you are actually not a machine then.
And Vera goes to stab a dummy and misses, and in another illogical movement, throws down the lance and grabs the dummy with her own hand, slamming it against the wall, hoping that it stops moving at this point. Does it stop moving, Ivy?
Yeah, it stops moving.
So, with the dummy now limp in her hand, she lets it go and turns to Xavier. Repeat that
Xavier,
statement again.
you are not actually a machine.
What drew you to that conclusion?
Machines execute actions flawlessly, with precision and repeatedly in the exact same way. The dummies repeat their motions. You judge the repetition of the motions, and you can almost literally be there ahead of them. You are upset. Machines do not get upset.
Are you saying I am broken in some capacity?
You cannot be broken if you're not a machine.
I have been told that that is what I am from the very start. Who was right, you or them?
I don't think that there is any way they could have been right, but you are forgetting one other key factor. As a machine, they can give you orders, and if they condition you, you will take them without question, for you think you are a machine. But you have shown several times that you can evict emotion, and you can be overwhelmed by it. Therefore, you have not been able to maintain what a machine would. Therefore, you are not a machine.
Vera looks at the dummy that's crumpled on the ground, listening to Xavier's words. I do not understand emotion. I've been told that I am not allowed to have them, nor do they make much sense to me.
But you are not told that you did not have them.
What I have been told is to follow orders. Nothing more, nothing
I
less.
was told to follow orders and I chose not to, and then consequences.
Yes, I killed you. I remember that distinctly.
But it was my choice on how to die.
It was more along the lines of my choice as to how to execute you.
Semantics. However,
Data.
yes, kind of the definition of semantics. The point I'm trying to make is you are following orders, but you have choices. Do you enjoy killing on order?
What I enjoy is following orders to the exact and utmost consistency. I do what I am told, at any way, shape, or form, if that involves murdering someone.
So let me ask you one very simple question. And this is absolute hyperbole. This is not in any way, shape, or form meant to be in any way realistic, but it is theoretical. If I were to do well on all my missions and earn my freedom and choose to stay here and work my way up to the ranks and get to the point where I could give you orders, I could order you to kill yourself.
Vera turns around and stares at Xavier, if that is what you'd wish. I do not have the ability to deny orders.
I don't believe that for a second.
What you believe and what I am are different.
No, what I believe and what you believe are different. What you are remains to be seen.
Then it is a good thing that you do not have the power to order me, isn't it?
Oh, I never said I should have the power to order you. You and I together would create much havoc and probably end up ruling the world. But that's not the point. The point is, you are following orders because you think it is the only thing you can do.
It is all I am able to do. This isn't a discussion. I will follow orders until the end of my time, until I am decommissioned once again.
If that is what makes you feel better, then that is what you will do.
Upon hearing the phrase "feel better," Vera doesn't show forehead jewel blips, and you see at this point her shoulders somewhat slouched a little bit, and she gently, with a foot, kind of nudges the dummy on the floor. I don't understand when you say "feel better." Feelings seem troublesome.
They most definitely are. But they are what makes you different. And he kind of gestures to the dummy on the ground from that.
Part of me wonders if it would be better to be that. If you excuse me, I need to continue training again. It appears as if my quality has been slipping since the mission.
I will let you get back to bashing dummies. Which means I will promptly remove myself in case there's some confusion. And turns on one his heel and walks out.
Vera picks up the lance again and goes to ready up for the next wave of dummies.
Go ahead and roll me another d20. And we'll see if you improved with that conversation with Xavier.
Dexterity?
Yes, ma'am.
8.
Oh, brother. It's still rough. And Vera can feel that it's still not correct. But with a little more clarity and a lot more to think of, it is improving. What are the other three of you up to? Besides witnessing this deep lore.
The spike!
Why is this spicy?
Uh,
If I can,
Yes, dear.
seeing Xavier and Vera slip away,
Mm-hmm.
Morgan's also going to try and slip away.
Okay, where are we
And-
slipping away to?
If possible, is it possible to get up to the roof?
You could get up to the roof. As Morgan understands, there are guards that stand guard in case you were to jump off, in the form of gargoyles that Xavier has already met.
Mhm.
So-
Okay. Oh yeah, gargoyles. Okay.
So,
Okay, but
yes.
they're not.
They are my
always-
friends. They catch me if I fall from
Of
a
course,
great
yes,
distance.
friendly. Yes,
Exactly.
yes, you
But
are.
they're not-
You are able to get up to the roof. They're not going to immediately stop you. They'll. When Morgan comes up onto the roof, they clock you and do like a head swivel to follow your movements, but they don't appear to be in any position to want to harm you.
Okay. Morgan is gonna go to one of the ledges and kind of just hop up on it, and then just sit
Okay.
and stare up at the distance.
Okay.
And
Do you want me to describe what you see? Because I don't know
Uh,
if Morgan's ever been up here.
no, I don't think he has, and I don't think we have windows outside of Mom's office.
Not really. So
So,
let me
yeah,
describe to you
give that
what
background.
you are seeing when you pop up on this roof and sit on the edge in contemplation. Morgan, for the first time, you are looking out to see the area around where you are imprisoned. It is blackened, it is barren, and it is filled with lava. There are crevices of just pits of lava beneath you. It appears like the ground has been covered with ash and ash on top of ash. It is dark and blackened. And off to one side, you see the ocean with a thick wall between you and it.
Just gonna look out at that ocean and the wall, and just
You follow that wall down, and further on just the very back side of your eyesight, you can see a volcano.
that's sick. Morgan's just gonna have a little conversation with Jasper.
Cool. What are we talking about?
Do you think any of them made it out? Or do you think they all ended up like her?
Well, think some of them would have had to made it out. You can't be the only one.
Part of me feels guilty that I left when I did and how I did.
I don't think that you were the only one to make it out. That wouldn't make any sense.
I hope so.
Maybe you could talk to Ericus and see if they can look for them too.
Yeah, that's a thought. And we gotta help them as much as we can. They're not safe. Nobody deserves to go through what we did. You know, part of me wishes that she's still out there somewhere. I know it's stupid.
What would you
I
say
know
to
she's
her if she was?
I don't know. I really don't know. She was the foundation for so many of us. I know it definitely is impossible, but part of me hopes it was easy, peaceful.
I think a lot of things are possible. Even if they seem impossible.
Yeah, maybe.
You're just gonna sit there for a while?
Yeah, just gonna sit there for a little bit.
Okay. You'll probably carry on a little bit with Jasper and have a little bit of pleasant conversation, of which he will be encouraging and less chaotic than normal because he knows you need it. Rain, what are you up to in this time that has passed?
So I would have gone into the kitchen.
'Kay.
And set up apples on a counter. And start doing trick shots with my new whip I got to practice with it on these apples.
That's so very you.
God damn it.
I love that Rain didn't go, I'm gonna go to the training grounds. Nope, I'm going to the kitchen.
Yes, queen.
That's no.
Okay. Alright, Rain. Will you make me athletics, please? Let's see how good of a shot you are with this new whip of yours.
Athletics are meh for me. It's gonna be an 11.
Okay, that's not bad.
Ooh.
So as you're sitting there practicing, it's not bad. You know that this is just you working on getting better. So
Mhm.
it's starting to get better. The first couple of cracks towards this apple aren't great, but eventually it does make purchase and you're able to make a nice gash into the side of it.
Woo!
And you practice for a little while.
Cool.
Perfect. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope. Once I'm done with the apples, I'll eat up any slices that I cut off, and that's that.
Perfect. All right. Norza. My dear sweet Norza, what are you up to?
Well, seeing that everyone's like pretty chill, Morgan's gonna be like, okay, cool. Kind of like take his tea, head to like the library and find like a good book to read and stuff.
Perfect. Looking for anything in particular or just a book in general?
The happy book, a very happy book.
You find a book of fairy tales, all of which have happy endings.
Yeah,
That sounds like something he needs in his life at the moment.
yes, he does.
Perfect.
Sweet baby.
I was about to say.
Poor sweet baby.
Just like it's just North's just like, oh yeah, a lot of these are the same one as mom told. Yee.
Perfect. So, after some time passes, you all do your various activities. You will get basically a ping that Ericus is calling to her office.
Okay.
Can I roll to see how many dummies I eviscerated?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to see. I want to see how bad this dice makes me want to feel today.
Yeah, roll me a d8.
A D8.
A d8.
Okay. 2.
Oh, Auntie.
Yeah.
I'm having a rough go of things
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, Vera's having a bit of a rough go at it, as
Ugh.
if you could feel tired, if you had the ability to feel fatigued, Vera would be.
There are some executive functions that are not running right now. Like I error 404 somewhere along the way.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels
Yeah.
like, and it's. You expect there to be a lot more when you actually pause and take a moment to look along the ground, as which 2 have only been incinerated, and 6 still seem functioning.
Vera, understanding that she has been pinged, puts away her lance and goes to decommission the still standing dummies.
You shut them down, and you're able to make your way to Ericus's office, feeling a little annoyed that you were not able to get more than that.
It feels as if I was torrenting something and it crapped out at me at like 82%.
That's exactly what it feels like. It just paused on that last little bit.
And it's like an
Just
hour
literally
and
start.
3 minutes, but literally 2 minutes ago it said it was 37 minutes away.
Yep, exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. That's exactly what it feels like. The rest of you as well get a ping.
Okay.
Rush over with my bowl of fruit.
Your fresh bowl of fruits and apples.
Save a spot in my fairy tale book, put it back on the shelf, and just goes back.
Perfect.
Morgan will arrive last.
It does take you a little while to climb back down. Ericus is sitting back behind her desk. As you all enter one by one, she looks up. She has in her hand a folder. Ah, welcome back. I have got your next mission for you if you're ready for it. If you've had enough time to rest.
Okay.
It's not quite like your first mission. It's going to require a little bit more social skill than you all exhibited your past mission.
Blasphemy.
Social skill.
Okay.
It's
This
All
is my time to shine.
Oh,
right. Oops, I almost.
Quite possibly, do you think maybe assigning me to a different mission might be within the realm of possibility?
I think this
Say-
mission will actually work out very well for you all. It's just social situation may arise during this mission.
what kind of situations? What are we talking about?
Essentially, there is a wedding happening.
Okay.
Me looks to Rain like, okay, I didn't even finish. They are needing some extra
I'm happy for
security.
people.
They're needing
Okay.
quite a bit of security, actually. So some of our other teams from other groups have already been assigned, but they are needing extra help and hands to keep an eye on the place. Hence, you all. It should be a fairly simple job. It's just some social situations may arise if you have to ask any of the guests what they're doing, etc. If anyone comes up and needs help, etc.
Okay. So who's the big people that we're doing a wedding for?
Well, we'll just put it this way, they're a very high standing.
Oh, okay.
Are we certain this is not an assassination attempt since they're sending us to guard people?
Look, it might be, but we don't know if...
Who are the high-standing individuals?
Yeah, what are their names? Come on.
Okay, well, the bride, and this is why this is so important, is actually from a neighboring kingdom, and this is more of a political marriage. And so if anyone were to attempt to assassinate either the bride or the groom, we would need people there to handle the situation.
Fair
Oh, I
enough.
thought we were going to be assassinating people. That makes more sense. This the way you've
I
got
would
this thing
pray
going
that
is
you
backwards.
don't do that, or we will have a
Can we
national
assassinate any assassins we find?
Yes.
Thank
You
you.
said political. What are we risking?
It is a marriage between a nation's princess to our prince.
Oh.
Dragonborn prince.
The
Oh,
irony.
are you familiar?
No, he didn't. No, not him. No. I
I'm sorry, is this
Okay.
going to be an issue for you?
No.
Yell, I object very loudly when we get to that part, because I'll do that for you if that's what you need.
No, that's gonna be fine.
Please
don't-
no.
I don't-
You appear to have some emotional tie to this prince.
Oh,
Care to
Knows he's got
explain?
secrets.
Are you quite wishing that the marriage wouldn't go through?
I wish to be guarding any other marriage besides that. But you know what? I got it in with these people. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Norza, if this is going to be an issue for you, I can always reassign you to a different group.
No, it's fine. I just need the potions.
And then I've got an idea.
Or-
If you
or
get
is that-
reassigned to a different group, then you can have complete plausible deniability when we accidentally kill this person who upsets you so much.
Then
I-
we've kind of become attached. You're kind of stuck with us.
I really rather.
Our goal is to not kill people. Our goal is to protect the sanctity of the marriage for the political gain.
We do have the option of assassinating assassins, and if I can work some evidence into the room and prove that they were the assassin, who was going to assassinate themselves, apparently.
Okay. I'll be fine. I just need the potions or just appearances, because, yeah.
What's wrong with your appearance?
No, Z, you might want to share a little bit,
Did
buddy.
you say you were taller on your dating profile?
Yep. I lied on my dating profile.
dating
My
profile?
only tavern profile is just stretched with some gross ass stuff.
Point blank, Vera asks Norza, "Are you romantically attached to the prince?"
Oh gods, no! Hell's no! All the
Like-
Xavier holds him a finger. Were you?
no.
Insight check.
Uh, roll.
Are you? I don't know. Are you lying? Were you romantically involved with the prince?
Norza's not. He's not. He's
Yo,
not.
if he's a dragonborn, I don't blame you.
No, Norza was not romantically involved with the prince.
Oh.
Lame.
Oh, you'll find out. It's okay. All right, cool. So then he has to go. Go now? You can go now. Yeah, let's go now.
We need better clothes if we're gonna like blend in.
Shopping trip.
I think I can get you guys covered on that.
I just got
Oh,
fancy.
Mr.
new
Mustaches.
So
Yeah.
for our own information, just to make it clear, our goal is to protect the sanctity of this marriage and to stop any potential for it not going through.
Correct. This is a very important marriage.
So
that
we're
there-
watchdog.
yes, essentially. There is a possibility of other groups not wanting this alliance to happen. We don't know for sure if there's a plot or anything that could possibly harm the prince or the princess, but we need you there just in case there is.
Alright.
Fine.
Norza, I really don't understand your aversion to the prince. He's fine. He's a prince. He's a
How
little
fine is he though?
You.
Really,
Is-
though.
If
I
it's-
don't understand. Why would the clarification on fine be needed?
If you had to
But
put it
there's
on an
time,
arbitrary
okay,
scale
okay.
from 1 to 10,
How long has
Oh,
it been
what?
since you've seen
So
him?
about fine. It means they're
It's-
attractive.
It's been a while.
It's been a
Does he
while.
still have that little mark I gave him all those years ago? Probably still does. I don't know.
A little mark?
Fuck me. Okay. You didn't hear anything from me. If you want to ask that, please don't. Otherwise, they're gonna get mad.
Okay.
Norza, the information you were giving us leads us to assume that at one point or another you potentially maimed this prince that we need to protect.
Well, it was his fault. His fault for being a jerk. He was a jerk to me. He bullied me all my life. Okay? Let's just.
He's
So you are not
manipulative.
romantically attached to this prince. You are
No.
violently attached to this prince.
One could say that it's probably equal.
Is this what they call trauma?
Yes,
That's
this is.
what they call enemies to lovers.
No.
I don't
Correct.
understand.
He's my brother.
Oh.
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 Wait. Wait. But. No, are you actually a dragon knight?
Wait.
I'm the dragon, and he's like, no, we're family.
Nosy, are you?
How does that work
you
exactly?
dragonborn?
Are you
Yeah,
part
curious.
dragonborn, or are you
Or
adopted?
at least reptile.
I don't know.
He's making hissing noises now.
So are
Just
you
tell
like
you-
a prince?
I'm gonna have 4 of you, all but Norza, roll history checks to see what you can recall about the royal
What?
family.
Oh, this will be funny.
Oh,
About the royal
about
family?
the royal
Oh,
family.
here we go.
Vera,
History, you said?
Vera, you have advantage on this roll.
Okay, cool.
12.
Good, because I needed it.
Okay.
16 for Vera.
Okay.
16.
Okay. Rain?
6?
6. Okay. All right. So for Vera and
Rain's still
Xavier-
picturing hot dragon.
I'm distracted right now.
I'm not gonna lie, I like him looking a little rough and tumble. It's better if he has the scar.
Oh my God.
Morgan's kind of distracted by an alternate dimension Morgan with his own dragon.
Oh
There's
my
too much happening over to the side. So for Xavier and Vera, you both recall that the royal family is dragonborns, that the king is Morprax the Battleforged, which is a golden dragonborn. You have Queen Elmish, which is a blue dragonborn, and the Prince Arush, is a sapphire gem dragonborn.
Would you be able to type all of that out? I do
have
not.
it written out. I will send it to
I
you.
do not write
Hey
fast
Nate, you
enough
want to
for
just
this.
copy and paste it?
Yeah, I can like copy and paste it to the group.
Thanks, dear.
Yeah. No,
I mean, I wouldn't put it to the group because
It's fine. Those 3 can you'll see them.
yep, there it is. It's in the squad chat.
Thank you.
juicy.
You're also familiar, nor is you as well. This is just information you have offhand. That the princess
Yeah.
from the neighboring kingdom is an emerald dragonborn, and you have not met her.
Okay, well, okay, no, that's good. Okay, yeah.
Do we know the princess's name?
Yes, the princess's name is Nalmish. It's Nalmish, and I will send you all updated notes later.
Okay, cool. So,
Eric is just sitting there, has placed down the folder onto the desk. So I'm confused. Oh, thank you for the subs. I'm
Yay!
confused.
Oh, let's go.
How is this prince your brother? Because I didn't even have that in my documentation here.
well, apparently, well, the king, my dad, he had a thing for tavern ladies, and my mom ran a tavern in town.
So
And
half brother?
yeah,
So your father is King Morpax
yeah.
So you're a prince.
and
Uh,
half dragonborn.
I'm not a prince. I was never really treated like a prince. Like
Because you're what they consider a bastard, you have no claim to the throne.
well, yes, I guess literally I am a bastard, but I don't want to have the throne. Anyways, it is gross.
I'm
and
so sorry Vera is like this.
It's all good. It's all good.
And correct me if I'm wrong, if I heard wrong. You said this man bullied you for your entire life?
A whole family counts, right? Yeah, a whole family can bully somebody. Yeah, yeah.
I want the four of you to roll a perception check, all but Norza, because this is specifically on Norza.
Perception.
Perception, please.
Another 12. God damn.
Ooh, 21 for 21 for Vera.
Oh wow.
Oh, damn.
Finally, my dice are starting to be nice to me.
Hey
17.
yo.
17. Okay, Rain.
13.
Okay. You all looking at Norza do realize he is a half-orc, however there's something vital missing. His teeth are filed down and he does not have tusks.
Real quick, his teeth are filed down, or we just notice he doesn't have tusks?
His tusks, you don't see them.
Dude, here. Okay, shot in the dark.
Mhm.
If with my background being what it is there any kind of like faint scarring around where the tusks would be to show that they would not have been consensually filed down?
You don't see any marks.
Can I roll insight to see if they didn't look like tusks, but if they look like canines,
Like more,
look more.
more dragon. Sure.
Yeah.
I'll let Nate decide once you roll.
Okay. That. I will tell you right now that no matter what I roll, no matter what modifier I add, it's probably not going to be above a 10. So.
Okay. Probably not then. You can't tell. Sound good, Nate?
What? What did you say?
Oh, buddy.
We're good. We're
Vera,
good.
yeah, Vera was just gonna see if she could see if they looked more like actual like razor sharp teeth versus tusks that were filed down. So like the difference between a tusk being filed down and like an actual like razor sharp
But
canine.
not really.
But Vera couldn't tell.
Not from this roll.
Martha, do you have scales?
None that I know of. So.
Are we
hey.
touching upon a sore subject?
Yes, very, very, very raw, very sore, very, very open wound. It's still bleeding.
Noted.
Norza.
It appears as if this conversation topic should end for the benefit of our friend's mental health.
Agreed.
Thank you. Thank you, Vera. Thank you.
Norza,
Yep.
do I need to assign you something else, or are you going to be okay?
You
won't
Don't
need to
worry about
necessarily
us.
interact with them if you don't want, or I can assign you specifically to the bride.
It might be in your benefit if you wish to stay upon this mission to be assigned to an enemy or to a client that you do not recognize. The bride may be beneficial as you have no ties to her.
And you can absolutely stay behind. We're not going to judge you any different for that.
I will take charge of the mission. This will be fine.
No, you will
I
not.
refuse.
Instantly, no.
I refuse that statement in its entirety.
Double.
If we're talking about a co-leader, can I nominate Rain?
Oh, that's a wonderful idea.
Rain, have you exhibited leader-like behavior in your past before?
I would follow her through fire and hell.
You make
I
the
have one
fire.
follower already.
Unfortunately, your statements are kind of self-fulfilling.
Aren't they, though?
I will be okay. Maybe it would be best if I get assigned to the princess to mitigate seeing my family.
Sure. I can absolutely do that.
Okay, cool.
We got your
If it assists you, I do not mind being assigned to the prince and their side of the family.
Ditto.
Yep. Just don't believe everything they say.
Do they have a penchant for lying?
They just got a penchant for eating me the fuck up verbally. So
Yeah. Me and Vera can handle your side of the family. No worries, mate.
That
Right.
information will be analyzed for a later date.
Right. If that's acceptable, I will assign you specifically to the princess and the bride. From what I hear, she is a very pleasant individual to be around. Maybe she'll have a good influence on your side of the family.
And won't cause you to stab her in the face.
That would be very
I-
bad.
I would not stab anyone in the face.
Evidence to the contrary.
Please don't stab anybody in the face.
I do not even have a weapon with an edge. I'm very clumsy.
Yeah, I don't stab anybody.
Hey,
Yeah, me neither.
Rain, will
Okay.
what's your passive perception? Real quick.
It's
Hey, yo.
pretty good. 16.
So Rain, you specifically, as you are having this conversation, everyone is talking, you see the World's Best Tavern Wench mug on her desk, and it's filled.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably with rum by now.
From what you can
I'm gonna have to
observe,
get her a wedding
it's
fever
coffee.
on our way back.
Yeah, from what you can observe, it's coffee. But, you can either go to our costume, quote unquote, department and get outfits for this, or purchase your own, whichever you'd prefer.
I mean, if we're going to a wedding, why not go all out? Getting some fancy shit.
You're welcome.
I have been told before that my appearance can be intimidating. It might
Vera,
be
you
best
need a
that.
nice- Sorry.
What were you saying?
I was just saying, Vera, you need a nice, pretty dress.
Or a top
I
hat.
believe a dress would inhibit my movement. Possibly something more practical.
And we could get one with those slits up the side. They could be quite mobile.
Suit pants?
I
Would
believe,
you prefer suit pants?
I believe there's tuxedos of sorts also there. You're welcome to go through it. I'll send you out in the morning if you want to go out into the wardrobe department and figure out what you'd like to wear. Don't go super flashy where you stick out too much. Try to blend in, so like royals, nobles, etc.
I'm just gonna look like Cobra Bubbles from Lilo and Stitch.
Let's go.
There we go.
This is a royal function, correct?
Correct. So
So there will be plenty of guards there.
there will be.
Wouldn't it be better just to put us all in guard uniforms?
I can put some of you in guard uniforms to blend in. However,
I would like a guard uniform,
you
please.
may have a guard uniform. You cannot
Thank
steal
you
it
very
for leather.
much. I would not steal it. I would not think of stealing it.
Can Vero do a perception roll on that?
Insight? Yes, roll insight.
Yeah.
I don't need one.
Same.
Insight.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Are you lying, Xavier?
Oh, is Xavier lying?
Yes.
It's a very convoluted thought process. He would not think of stealing it until he needed to steal it for a plan. Therefore, he's not going to think of stealing it. But
So-
he wouldn't be above stealing it.
Okay.
So he's not above stealing it, but he's only gonna steal it if he sees the need. Like right now, he doesn't see the need to steal.
So right now
Exactly.
he's not lying.
Right now, he's not lying.
At this
Okay, 'cause I rolled
exact
14.
moment.
Sociopathy.
Yes, at this exact moment, Veer does not detect a lie.
So sociopathy makes these roles hard.
All right, I thought we were playing Chinese checkers, but apparently you playing chess.
Pretty much.
And I suck at chess. I don't know, knight to e3. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I don't know. The last
What does
chessboard
it
I had
mean?
caught on fire.
Okay.
Fair.
So,
I was
anyways,
losing, but that's not the point.
you all may pick out
Shall
what
we
you'd
go-
like to wear. Go do
Shall
that.
we go check out some outfits?
Please run it by me so I can at least approve, and then tomorrow morning I will send you all out on your mission.
Fashion show! But real quick, Mom,
Let's go.
do you have pictures of the royals by chance? So I know who to watch out for while we're there, since I don't really know who these people are.
I do. I'm so glad you asked. I worked.
Yes,
on
may I
their
see the dossier?
forge. Yes, of course. Let me pull it up. Do-do-do-do. I made all.
Haley, love info.
I made
Haley,
all the
want
hero
info.
forges too,
Let's go.
which I will put on the strum. Hold on, I gotta take air
Haley.
off.
Haley, want hot dragons. Haley, want hot dragons.
Same.
My
Same.
favorite thing was, as I told Jordy, was I got to put a dragonborn in a dress. I think that's my favorite thing. All right, so let me pull up. All right, I am going to pull up the king and his wife first. Where's king?
dice, buddy. Your face. Oh, buddy.
I warned you. I did. All right, there is more Prax. He is on strand.
And you said there was nothing gonna be wrong!
Well, darn, that sucks for you.
Buddy.
It's fine. It'll be fine. And I will make sure you guys get these here for just your discords as well. When you
Oh,
do it.
hello.
So that is more Prax, the
Okay.
Battle Forge.
Ooh,
Oh.
Daddy, sorry. Daddy, sorry.
Um,
Daddy, sorry.
Royal
Oh.
colors.
Yep, there's Dad.
So your guys' royal colors for this nation are reds, blacks, and silvers. Just so you're aware. So anyone who's wearing that kind of royal color is likely from this nation.
Daddy in name and status.
Let me pull up his
Red, black,
lovely
silver.
wife.
That is my asshole father.
Let me pull up his lovely
He's
wife, but not Norris's mom.
Promiscuous, you say?
Oh my
So
god.
That's Elmas, which is his lovely wife. And she is a blue dragon.
I just see in the chat everyone gets hit with the lore stick tonight.
Yep, lore.
Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. Mommy,
No.
sorry.
Oh my god. Oh.
Ivy, you threw me into the
Oh god.
All right,
Ivy, where are you putting these again?
they're on the stream. I'll send them to you too. I'll send them
The
to you on
bottom
Discord.
channel
I'll make sure you guys
is
get them
gonna
on the
be
break. You
insane.
want to see your?
All
You
right.
want to see Arash? You want to see your brother?
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah. let me see
Arash
the
is
brother.
in his wedding garb. Because he is in his wedding garb, he is in both the other nation's colors and your own. So their colors are purples and silvers. So I was.
Oh my god.
Sorry, that laugh was for other game things. That's
There's
funny.
that.
I'm on stream.
It'll
I'm out.
shift in a second. Give it a second.
Let's see. You're sure that's been alluded to. Nora's probably said sorry, Dad, too. Oh.
So this is
He's so
Arash.
blue.
He is blue.
Oh my god. There's the punk ass.
And
He
I'll
is
show you.
very blue, and I
All right. Now, Mish. Now, Mish. Let me see the pretty lady of the hour.
The beautiful
Yup.
bride. Your
Normal
blushing
dad.
bride. All
That
right.
little bride.
That's his mom.
And she is
Yes.
an emerald dragonborn. And since their colors are purples and golds, she is dressed in such with adorning accessory of blacks, silvers, and purple and reds.
Oh,
oh,
Pretty
What I
lady.
said. Oh, the dragonborn lady. Oh my god, she was way too cute for him.
She's way too cute for
no,
I
so
was just
cute.
excited. I got to put a dragonborn in a dress and give her flowers. I was so excited.
I love her.
So cute.
Norza is now gonna ruin this wedding.
Oh.
So, Northa, you'll get assigned to the bride. So, Ericus will slide all
man,
of
F
these.
you. Norza's like full on like I'm about to steal my brother's bride. Let's go.
Let's go.
Still your girl.
Mr. Steal girl.
So, Ericus will slide the dossier across the table to you all with images, like basically sketched images, probably made like a royal cartographer, that a royal portrait maker that made sure that they capture them. But all right, if we want to go ahead and take a break, I'll send you guys the
Yeah.
image. And since we've been playing for almost an hour and a half, that way when we come back, you may all raid the wardrobe department for your outfits. That way you guys can have a second to figure out what you would like your characters to wear to the royal wedding.
Yay!
Yay!
Matrimony!
Matrimony! All right, we will be
Get
back.
that
We'll be
drama.
back in, like-
Matrimony with our matro homies.
Oh my god.
That's
Oh, yeah.
oh my god.
All right, we'll be back in like 10-15.
Uh,
I have to wait for the little d20 to roll across the screen. I love the posing. That was lovely. So,
Yeah, we always got to pose.
welcome back. This is going to be very interesting.
Uh,
So, Erica sends you 5 off to go to the wardrobe department, which essentially is a room that you find at the far side of this tower on this floor. It is filled with costumes of all sorts of disguises. There are accessories of all shapes and sizes. Basically, anything that you could want, it's here. Yes, Morgan.
Before all of us leave, as we're all leaving, Morgan is the last one out.
Okay.
And you actually go to Ericus and be like, Lady Ericus, I actually have a bit of a request. I'm slightly being serious about this one.
Sure, go right ahead.
Could you look into something for me? I don't really have much information on it. It's just what I've known it as is the Institute.
Okay.
I understand it's not much to go on, but that's honestly all I have.
With that, she'll pull out a pen and pull one of the mini stacked books off to the side to her and open it. Can you tell me what you remember?
It's more of a facility where a couple of scientists are rounding up orphans, and it's further. What direction was that? Was the ocean?
It would be off to, depending on where you were sitting. If you're sitting, we'll say based on where you were sitting, we'll just go off to the left.
So east, west.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah,
It's not a big deal.
further to the west, across the ocean.
Across the ocean.
Past the volcano.
So in this nation or otherwise? In this kingdom or no?
I think it was just outside the kingdom.
Interesting. I can take a look into it. Do you remember anything else?
There's some dubious practices and studies.
Okay. Yeah, I can take a look into it.
I'd appreciate it.
Are you looking for anything specific? Or just more information about it?
More information about it. I don't really understand what they're doing, but a lot of it's not right.
Sure. I'll take a look into it for you.
I'd appreciate it.
I think you've earned it after being successful on your first mission, so I don't mind a reward of sorts. So I'll have someone look into it.
Thanks, Mom. And he will skedaddle out of the room.
She's like, damn it. And then she picks up the mug that was sitting there and drinks out of it. Puts it back down. Okay, alright. The rest of you, after Morgan joins you, are free to look around in this closet to find whatever accessories and or outfits you might deem necessary for this particular mission.
So, Norza is going to unlock his trunk,
Okay.
pull out his old outfit he didn't think he'd be wearing again.
Oh.
So, and he comes out, his hair kind of like slicked back and everything, wearing kind of like a old-fashioned tuxedo coat that's in the garment colors of black, red, and yellow. He's got like a little vest on with a little like old-fashioned bow tie that's black, the red undershirt, and like clean pants and like clean boots and everything. Just like
Less than enthusiastic. Aha. You look dapper.
Thanks. I try, I guess.
What are the rest of you looking for as you now peruse the large wardrobe closet?
I put a link in
Oh.
our game chat.
Okay. Let me go and look at the many other things that people have sent me, because there's.
Ooh, love it.
Vera's gonna look for a power
Ooh.
suit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. So we'll start with Vera looking for this power suit, and then I will move on to what the rest of you have sent me as your and describe what each of you is wearing. Okay. So Vera, you're looking around for a power suit. You know you want. It's not necessarily a power suit that Vera goes looking for. You just know that you want something that she'll be able to have freedom of movement, but also look respectable. Something fashionable as well.
Understanding that this situation requires a modicum of decorum, knowing battle-ready
Exactly.
armor is probably not appropriate, Vera goes for a functional suit that also is fashionably, in her database, appropriate for what a wedding would look like, while also not choosing to stand out. Upon further completion of finding this power suit, though, she does feel as if it is a bit blasé, and goes to find a small accessory such as a hairpiece or crown to daintily put upon her head, questioning whether or not it is appropriate, and finding somebody within the vicinity to ask.
This power suit looks great. You do look very professional, but you're right, it does look a little plain until you do find an accessory in the form of a tiara, which fits very daintily and perfectly upon your head. The only ones at the moment around to ask would be the rest of your party members. Who I don't know if they necessarily would deem a tiara appropriate or not, since in this case it would not be a bad idea, and it does add a little bit of bling.
Perfect.
Awkwardly turning around, Vera attempts to analyze which one of her comrades that she believes would give an honest answer, and chooses Rain.
Oh,
Hey,
absolutely. Every outfit needs a tiara.
exactly.
Yep.
Do you believe this color combination works and is appropriate?
Yes. It really brings out your glowy gem thing.
Oh, I've never been complimented on such before.
It looks
Oh.
good. I'm surprised you haven't been complimented on it before.
Oh. And Vera turns away.
As you turn away, you glance over to Xavier, who is dressed in a very fashionable and stylish look. However, it's quite a bit different than what the rest of you have chosen, as truly embracing his not criminal, not evil side, but a little bit darker of an appearance, as he is dressed in browns and black leathers with a very flowing hooded cape and black gloves with a red piece on the blackened skirt robe, basically, to match. Anything specific you want added, Ray? Sound about right?
Nope, that sounds about right.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Coming around the corner,
Morgan's gonna look for kind of like a mix between like blacks and purples, and come out with like kind of paisley, kind of textured. I found something different.
Nice.
Looking full suit,
It's,
top hat and cane included, and vest,
it's a sword cane.
which is funny. I'll try it.
Uh-huh. So, as Morgan comes around the corner, top hat and cane in hand, not yet being placed upon his head, you do see a textured purple-black suit, full suit, three-piece suit, with a ruffled collared shirt underneath. So he places the top hat upon his head. Rain, when you go looking for a dress or an outfit, what do you specifically look for? What do you have in mind?
So she wants to do something that's shorter, like a shorter dress, so that way she can move around, but she also wants something kind of over the top because she has the opportunity to go all out right now. So she's also picking up every little bit of jewelry and necklaces, like she's everything she can possibly find right now.
So,
Yes.
you do come across a beautiful deep blue and gold accented gown that hits right above the knee. It's a little flared out at the waist, gold accents on the hips, and you find matching gold accents in the shape of stars and moons as earrings as well as a headpiece.
Perfect. And she's hiding daggers up in the folds of the dress right now, like as she's walking out to you guys.
Hey.
I would also like to say one little caveat. Morgan's hair, which is usually down around his shoulders, is pulled back in a little ponytail.
Little ponytail.
Little
You
ponytail.
all look immaculate. You all look stellar. You all look like you are ready for whatever may happen. Norza, how uncomfortable
Fashion,
do you
sweaty. Look it up.
Look it up.
Norza, you are someone who does not like the fancy parties. You are someone who's been forced to wear a suit for much of his life. How uncomfortable do you look? Or are you very much putting on a confident air? Like,
he's putting on, like, I got this, but inside he's just like, I fucking hate this suit and I wish to burn it.
This is the first time Norza's been on Ingy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. He
So
is
after-
grumpy now.
He is a little grumpy. So after some time, you are able to get dressed, finish your accessories, any small pieces, pocket squares, sword canes, hats, etc. You come back out to Ericus, who's standing there waiting expectantly. Wow, you all clean up very nicely. You look great. Good choices. As she kind of walks around you all and surveys just to make sure that everything looks in place, that you can play the part that you're being assigned. I'm impressed. Are you all ready then?
Let's do this.
Oh, one more. Levin, come here. I'm gonna summon him as a gold drake this time and have him wrap around my neck as like a little shawl almost around the top.
And he looks perfect. He matches the rest of the accessories beautifully.
Love it.
I think you all look wonderful. Good choices. Alrighty then. Well, I'll send you on your way. As always, if anything goes awry or you need anything, do not hesitate to message me. I will teleport you back the instant that something is amiss. Good.
Will do.
Don't kill any of the royals. Kill whoever's
But what
trying
if
to
they're the assassin?
subdue them then.
Okay.
Don't kill them. Because that would lead to a lot more paperwork and a lot more politics, and I don't feel like dealing with all of that in all honesty.
Fair.
I don't think any of you do either. Okay, great. Alright, off you go. And in a flash, you all are teleported to outside a very large church/castle. It seems that this is something that has been set aside for royal ceremonies. Norza, you are familiar that it's basically a mini castle with a chapel attached to it, which would lead to more space that's only specifically used in royal weddings or coordinations, things like that. That way it doesn't have to be held in the main capital where they don't want to risk the security. But as a sign of neutral ground, this is where most of those ceremonies are held. Outside, there is some other guards dressed in very similar garb to what Xavier is wearing, blends in very nicely, which to everyone else that could be a concern, but it's fine. Xavier, you'll find that you are very easily able to blend in with the rest of the guardsmen that are currently outside patrolling the grounds. They have been alerted that they were going to have more guardsmen, so they don't look at you like you're out of place. Norza, they're familiar with you, so they understand kind of what your work is currently, as Ericus has sent ahead word of who is coming. There are 2 wings to this chapel, along with the main chapel area and a reception area. 1 wing for the bride and 1 ring for the groom and the groomsmen. So you are able to look around, kind of get your bearings, and then decide what you all would like to do and where you would like to go.
Right. Okay. So you guys head off to see my prince. So tell him a good fuck you. Not really. Please don't say that. And I'm gonna make sure to see if the princess is okay. All right. All right. And break.
Right.
I am only hearing that he said not really, so it's kind of a choice. So I guess I'm gonna go with it.
Please don't. Please don't.
I waited until you walked away, sir.
Listen, Nurza, you are out of it. This is not fun for you. This is
What is this? A Fey deal where like the wording is key? It's like, oh, can I have your name? Yeah, sure, sucker.
God damn it. All right.
So,
On this, Morgan's going to go down the opposite corridor as Norza.
okay. So,
Yes. Knowing that Morgan is going to attend to the prince and the prince's side of the family, seeing the dossier of the royal family, Vera is going to go attempt to find them to figure out where her station is.
okay. So you are going to the king and queen directly?
I'm going to attempt to not only find them directly, but like just see where their like the royal party is. Just basically get a look at them before engaging with them.
Sure.
Morgan is going to try and find the prince.
Okay. You were going to the prince. Rain, where are you headed?
I'll head to the princess's side.
So you go
To
with Norza.
North, so yeah.
Okay. So I'll resolve this in screen order. So, Vera, you are going to basically go find the king, the queen, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, they are residing in the reception area. They're not hard to spot. They are large and bigger than most of the other guests. Their wings are currently folded behind them, and they're just chatting with each other. You do see another pair of Dragonborns, which you can assume is the king and queen of the other nation, and they are black and red. I don't have hero forges of them because I was not able to finish them in time, but because I was focused on making every other Dragonborn.
It doesn't matter. You already gave me 3 Dragonborn, 4 actually. So like, I'm living large right now,
Yeah.
my friend.
So, but Morprax
Give
and his
bodies
wife
out of the park.
are visiting. It looks like some of the event caterers and waiters and waitresses, as well as the guards, are in a hurry. They seem to be finishing up last minute touches, fixing things that need to be fixed, trying to make sure that this is perfect as it possibly can be. Everyone seems
Alright.
friendly at the moment. Everyone seems to be in a good mood. A little
Alright.
tense.
All right. Morgan, are you? Vera's going to stroll up. Morgan, are you going to follow?
Morgan,
Oh, Morgan
Morgan's
split
going.
up looking for the prince.
Yep.
Specifically.
Okay. Okay. Vera is
that's our
going to wait for an opening moment between the chatter of the king and queen, between Morpax and Elmas.
Okay.
And go up to introduce herself, but doing that with a very low, deep bow first.
You do so. Morprax kind of raises an eyebrow, a little like, who is this Warforged kind of thing, but greets you. Hello. What can I do for you, Miss?
V3RA B377. You may call me Vera, your majesties. I have been assigned to assist you with this wedding,
Oh,
as well as my group.
one of our guardsmen. I see. Are you here for a specific inquiry then?
No, I found it appropriate to introduce myself so that way you may recognize my face should any trouble arise.
Oh, I see. I appreciate that greatly. This is my wife, and I am Morprax. It's a pleasure. As he reaches for your hand.
Vera goes to shake it, and upon shaking it, looks over to the queen, acknowledging her and bows again deeply.
And she'll do like a little slight head nod, acknowledging you. Well, we do appreciate having you here. It's wonderful that we were able to get the extra security for my son's wedding.
Yes, I suppose congratulations are in order. From what I hear, this will be a very significant gain for you.
It will, and the princess is lovely. We're pleased to welcome her into the family.
Yes, I am sure your family is enthralled at this notion. Upon
Special.
oh, what's the sweet tea special again? What's the sweet tea special?
Oh,
Posture, drink, and
Okay.
dredge.
It's basically
Ugh.
3 in 1.
Ooh, big stretch.
Big stretch. Big stretch.
Ooh, big stretch.
Oh, almost got it to pop.
Okay,
wait,
So-
I think I can.
Vera introduces herself to Morpax and Elmis. And now knowing that the queen has acknowledged her and recognizes her as well, is there anything that I can assist you with in this moment, or would you prefer that I stand guard?
I believe in this moment, no. I believe that everything so far is going well. Yeah,
I believe that it might be in my best interest to also introduce myself to the prince, as he is the man of this whole ceremony.
Yes, I see no issue with that since you are one of our guardsmen. He's down the hallway, down the groom's wing. The princess is on the other side.
I understand. The rest of my party has split up to introduce themselves to their respective bride and groom. I will now join my party and introduce myself to the groom. I thank you for your time.
Thank you. And Xavier, where did you go?
I sent you.
Oh, did you?
Oh, what? Oh, no. Oh,
What? I
so
didn't do that.
tragic.
I don't like that!
Secrets.
This is bad.
Discord.
It's not very matrimony of you.
What?
Xavier, you
Yeah.
were waiting around the corner. So at a distance, you were able to halt around the corner to be able to hear. So Vera, as you come around the corner, Xavier is waiting for you.
Oh, no.
I introduced myself to
I
the
heard.
king and queen.
You did very well.
I understood that I exhibited an amount of decorum that was impressive to them, at least not to dismiss me. I was also given directions to find the prince, which is now my next objective, is to introduce myself.
Excellent. Lead the way.
So, Morgan, you went to the prince directly. That is where you went first. So while this is happening, this is also happening. Same time. So,
Oh, no.
you find the prince's room very easily. What are you doing when you get there? Are you knocking on the door? Are you just walking in? How would you like to address the prince?
I'm just gonna walk in.
You're just okay, you walk
Oh,
in.
no.
You walk in.
My decorum!
My decorum! You walk in to see a very large, staturely dragonborn standing, buttoning his cuffs to his garb, which represents more of a Viking-style garb, but still has certain little runes that he is basically implanted into them as a sign of good fortune, essentially. He looks up, he's like, "Can I help you?"
Yes. Hello. I've been assigned as your bodyguard.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Just reach out a hand. Tiberius. Lovely to meet you.
Right.
He will walk forward to shake his hand.
I'm a Rush. It's a pleasure.
And I punch him in the face.
I need you to roll to hit, please.
And you guys were worried about me.
You had one job.
It's going out.
You had one
Natural 20.
It went down so fast.
Let's go. And I'm just aiming right for the nose.
It went south so fast.
Oh!
Well, you roll me damage, please.
You had one
Oh.
motherfucking job.
Oh, it's what am I rolling? Because my strength is a -1.
Okay.
So we just fucked ourselves.
Not we.
It was so fast. It was so
I am so
My decorum!
my decorum.
Cora.
Okay, alright. Hold on.
Somebody clip that, please. Oh, it has been done. Goddamn.
Okay.
You're killing me. You're actually killing me. You're shaving precious life off of me. I'm sweating.
I'm so... Okay, it's just an unarmed strike. But
My hands are clammy now because of you. My tiara fall off. And I'm blaming you.
Oh my
it's
god.
just an unarmed strike, but you'll double the damage.
Alright, so what is that? D4?
Let me double check because it's been a while.
1. It's been a while.
Oh.
Let's see. Yeah, it's
Aren't
equal
those
to 1
flat?
plus your strength modifier, so -1. So
So 1 double. So just 1 point.
okay, great.
That's
Doesn't
fine.
matter. You just hit the prince in the face. Okay.
Yep. And then I'm going to hold a chaos ball and look at him. I'm here with your brother. And for this wedding, you are going to be cordial and kind for once in your fucking life.
Did you not hear the traumatic backstory?
And if you are not, I will make it my personal mission to ruin the fuck out of any chance you have at this wedding. That man is a wonder. You're lucky to be family with him. So best behavior. Are we understood?
He's holding his nose because now he is a little dazed. Even if it was not a hard hit, it was a little dazed. It was more the shock of the fact that some random individual in a purple suit just walked in and punched him in the face.
Yep.
So he is currently holding his nose and looks confused. He's like, "My brother's here?"
Indeed. And you're going to be kind and cordial to him.
Okay.
Be an understanding.
Okay.
Good. Now, I am in fact part of your guard detail. So, this night is going to go off without a hitch. And you're going to treat your brother with some fucking respect. Clear?
Yeah, okay.
Wonderful. My companion should be arriving shortly.
Okay. So the two of you walk into the tail end of Morgan yelling, which we will come back to momentarily. Because that's gonna be a whole thing.
They bullied my boy!
Beer's like, we had one job. One.
That's what the clip's called.
I am literally that low-key meme right now. You have one job.
Okay.
Yep, my job was to defend my boy.
Okay.
There are other ways to defending instead of not like, fucking hell.
This was very good. All right. So, Rain and Norza, you two decided to go to the princess's wing, where she is currently getting ready. Transition our lovely character here. How do you two enter?
I politely knock on the door because I don't want to be walking while she's changing because that'd be gross.
Okay. You politely knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Oh, come in.
Hey. Hello, ma'am. We're your bodyguards for this evening.
Oh.
Hello.
Well, aren't you two just adorable? Please come in.
Oh no, she's nice.
Oh no, she's nice.
She's hot.
It's my one kink is being nice.
Holding hands in this economy.
Oh.
So she is
Look,
dressed.
We're playing D&D. I'm not here to be called out.
She is dressed in her wedding dress, which is purple with golden trim, both on the bodice and on any accessories it might have. The tiara she's wearing is made of crystals that are gold that transition to a purple, which is, as you recall, her nation's colors. However, the necklace she's wearing is of this nation's colors of the black, the silvers, and the red. It is so nice to meet you. You're my guards for the wedding?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, Your Highness.
Oh, just call me now.
Now?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'm Rain.
It is lovely to meet you. As she'll reach out a hand. And what was your name?
You can just call me Nor.
Nor. Very nice to meet you, Nor. I don't have much in the way of things you can help me with at the moment.
Okay.
I'm dressed, and I think the only thing I'm waiting on is my bouquet from the coordinators. Yeah, I think that's about it. Have you gone to check on the groom yet?
We have members of our team checking on the groom,
Oh,
so
there's more of you. It's not just you two.
no, yes, there are.
Okay.
There are exactly 3 of us. I trust those 3 with his life very much so, man. I believe he's in the utmost protection.
That's so good to hear. I'm very glad. The only concern that I possibly have about this entire thing is I do have an ex-boyfriend who is a little jealous. Just so you're aware, I don't know if he'll show up or not. Just so you know.
Okay.
What does he look like?
And his name?
Yes, he is a very tall green lizard folk.
Oh.
He's quite dashing for a lizard folk. Actually, that was the thing that first attracted me to him.
Those scales. I get it.
I get it too, my girl. My man's my
You're
guy.
like, God damn it! There you go. Vera can have the other.
It's one for all of our throats.
Vera can just have the.
Oh my god.
Ivy, you gotta stop playing to my weaknesses here.
Oh my
His
god.
name is Holland.
Hollins?
Holland.
Holland.
Oh my god.
You're causing so many issues.
Oops. Totally an accident. Hand slipped.
But he is the only thing I'm concerned about. We broke up on my terms, and he was a little upset about it. It's been a while. It's been a year, but getting engaged to a prince of another nation and everything kind of puts a bad taste in your mouth.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. Okay.
We can
We
keep
can
an eye
make
out for that.
Yep, we can do that. And anything else you need we should know about?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, we will probably check in a little bit, but yeah, everything should be going smoothly.
Would you like us to go get your bouquet or
Yes.
help you with makeup? Maybe shine your scales? I don't.
You know what? If you could go get my bouquet, because I'm getting a little worried. It's been a while. As
Okay.
well as possibly find my bridesmaid. I don't know where she went.
Okay.
Okay. We'll look for your.
She might have the bouquet. I don't know. But I'd rather not be wandering around in my wedding dress. You know, bad luck and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Stay here.
that's all I
We
need.
got it handled.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. My bridesmaid is in a dress similar to mine, but not as accented or as elegant, I guess is the word.
Yeah.
Okay. The wish version. Got it.
Yeah.
Like, the spell, the wish.
Oh, right. Yeah, like that.
Where he doesn't get the dress exactly how you want it. Yeah.
Yes. You know what? Yes, that is exactly what it is.
I heard witch and I was like, fuck yeah.
The witch version.
Oh my god.
So, where do you two go?
Well, Rain, did you want to look for the bridesmaid or keep an eye out for the lizard folk ex-boyfriend?
I have a very good idea on how to get rid of the lizard folk ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
So if you want to go look for the bouquet.
Yep, I will look for the bouquet. I trust you on this, so no causing havoc, okay?
I never do.
Oh no.
That's a good one.
Okay.
You had to say the word. Okay.
You gotta get it in there.
I know. You said the name of the movie.
Everybody gets one.
Just say the
Everybody
name.
gets one.
Okay, so
I'm getting really jealous. I'm thinking about ordering a tiara.
right?
Right?
I don't have mine
Yeah.
at the moment.
I got a hat.
Mine's back to the States. But
I have a
So-
second one.
I have a second one.
I have a crown. Do you want to borrow my crown?
I got
goodness.
I think
I
the
got
shipping. I
nothing.
think the shipping might be an issue. It's a little far.
So, Norza, you go off in search of the bridesmaid. Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Rain, how exactly do you anticipate going to plan or planning for this ex-boyfriend?
So I'm gonna hang out and wait until I see him.
Okay.
And if he shows up, I will change shape into the princess
Okay.
and then run at him and
Are you guys gonna elope?
for it with him.
You're gonna
Yes.
what?
The she's gonna elope with him.
Okay, great.
Oh
Perfect. I've
my
got that
God.
playing in the background. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Vera and Xavier, you two come around the
There-
corner just as you hear Morgan shouting at the prince because the door was left ajar, so it is open. You hear
Oh.
Morgan
I was
being a little.
I was thinking I did shut it behind me,
You
but
had not. So not quite yelling, but being. Vera, you automatically recognize the tone as a threatening one. Let's put it that way.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
When
Uh-oh.
you round the corner, there is a Prince Arush holding his face, and Morgan standing in front of him.
Before we round the corner, mage armor.
Great. You've got mage armor on. Fantastic.
as they enter in, Kira's like, "Oh, good, you're here. Poor mate fell and busted his nose. Anybody got anything that can help him out?" I had to get up to him to make sure it didn't get on the suit.
Oh.
Okay. I heard you being loud, though.
Yeah, loud, because
So-
I'm worried about it getting on his suit. You don't want blood on your suit at a wedding.
It's
No,
advantage.
out of character, Vera heard Morgan.
Being a little
Threaten.
threatening, yes. Threatening tones.
Okay, going into the room, I noticed Morgan standing over the prince, Arush, and I notice Arush, and she does a back and forth and bows quickly. Sorry, Your Majesty. What is the status? What just happened?
I'm just a little sore now.
Mm.
There was just an accident.
What?
I think it's okay now.
An accident. What
Just
happened?
A misunderstanding, I think. As he eyes Morgan and then glances back to you.
And Morgan is shooting him just out of eyesight, just the evil eye. It's like,
Even
Well,
for
considering-
Vera, who doesn't understand emotions, this is a very tense situation.
Vera is very confused and is trying to determine what the best course of action is, but ultimately the goal is to protect the prince. Seeing the prince crumpled on the floor, Vera offers her arm,
Oh.
leans down and offers her arm to help the prince up. My apologies, Your Majesty. My name is V3RA B377. You may assume my name is Vera Bell, but you may call me Vera. I've been assigned to assist you during your matrimony.
Oh, Vera, that's a pretty name. As he stands up, and rubs his face once more and puts his hands down. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm assuming you are the rest of the guard for the wedding? Glancing to Xavier's guard uniform.
indeed,
He-
these are
he
my comrades
bows.
that I mentioned.
Right. I appreciate having you all here. Not glancing in Morgan's direction, but to the other two. I can't think of anything I currently need help with. Everything seems secure so far?
I introduced myself and my comrades in passing to your parents. They seemed quite overjoyed at the idea of this wedding going through.
I believe they are. It'll be a good thing for most of us, I believe.
For now, our goal is to assist in this day going smoothly. Should you need anything of us, please feel free to call one of us at any given notice.
I do appreciate that. Vera and...
This is my companion, Xavier.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Smiles
Xavier.
and nod.
Smile and nod, boys. Smile and nod. It's,
Just want to confirm something out of character.
Yes.
Did Vera say her whole name?
Yes.
Vera
Yeah.
Bell?
Yeah, so V3RA-B377, otherwise known as Vera Bell or
Ah.
Vera.
Have you ever said the whole thing before?
No, not that you've heard. So that is news to Xavier.
Interesting.
That's it.
Okay.
Formalities require full names.
Oh, that's true.
Mm.
Right.
Oh my-
I...
Thank God you're not making me introduce myself.
I was gonna say, you want to do your whole title? Let's go, Xavier.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Xavier. Let's go. Right. I don't think I require any more assistance. Are they checked on the bride?
I do have my other 2 companions assisting as needed.
I see. Good to know. So there's 5 of you in total, along
Yes.
with our regular guard.
Yes, there is Morgan, who you've met, and she looks tentatively at Morgan. Xavier, who's behind me, gesturing to Xavier. Myself, Vera, and then our 2 companions, Rain, or Faye Rain. Faye Rain. She's gonna say Faye Rain. She's gonna say full name.
Sure.
And Norza.
Motherfucker!
Norza probably should have gotten the prince first.
Oh, God damn it.
But he already knew that you were there because Morgan dropped that you were there. So even though you were sly with the princess, you were not necessarily so.
So you can't be mad at Vera because Vera was the one that dropped the ball. Vera may have accidentally didn't realize she dropped the ball, but she didn't do it first.
But not first.
You can get mad at it. You're gonna mad at it anyway.
I love the
Morgan,
fact
not
that
me.
Vera's
I didn't
like,
do that.
it was Morgan. It was all Morgan, and you're all pointing.
It was
fingers
Morgan,
at
it
the
was
others,
Morgan,
And
I was just
Xavier's
being-
just like,
I asked you guys one thing I was important to Norza, and then you all ignored it.
I am intentionally keeping. Xavier is intentionally not saying a goddamn thing,
I would say Xavier.
so
has
he
been
doesn't
very
get in
gentle.
trouble for anything.
This is kind of in character, kind of out.
Mhm.
Once you said that Norza had been bullied, Morgan's mind was just
Yeah.
and focus on this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Vera's whole
Okay.
thing is information as clear and as static as possible if it's related to the mission and understanding that who is there. She at
Yeah.
this point.
That is fair.
And Xavier is just taking notes.
Xavier's like, this is very interesting. Do go on.
Oh,
What in the Maury Povich is happening right now?
oh God.
And Norza, you are not the father.
Warpax, you are the father.
Oh my god. Okay.
God damn it.
So, Arash, kind of, right. Fenrain, Vera, Xavier, Morgan, and Norza. Got it. I'll keep that in mind. If I need help, I'll be sure to call for aid.
Please do.
There's just like this weird eye contact with Morgan. It's just tense between the two of them. Right. I'm going to finish getting ready for my wedding now.
Oh, before we go, let's take care of that little spill you had, and Morgan will press the digitation, the blood off of his nose.
Right. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If you'll... I'm going to finish getting ready, as he gestures to the door.
I guess we will walk out.
Vera looks at Morgan. Quizzical nod, but seeing as that the prince did dismiss any claims of anything besides an accident.
Says nothing.
Says nothing. Just looks at Morgan, seeing if Morgan might crack under any sort of pressure, anything along those lines.
He just smiles at you, just... This suit is really nice. I kind of like it.
In your head, Jasper's cackling. Jasper is dying. They think this is the funniest thing.
I mean,
My decorum.
My decorum.
my
I
decorum.
want that on a pin. Like, my decorum.
Ray, new merch idea. My decorum.
No, that's perfectly fine. I just need a really good sketch of Vera standing there, just looking broken.
So, where are the three of you now headed? Since the prince has kind of ushered you away from his chambers for the time being.
I'm going to go back to the king and queen, and I'm going to stand within the vicinity of the two royal heirs.
All right. Rain, you were waiting for the ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, I'm gonna send Levin back real quick though to sit in front of the princess's door and just keep an eye out in case anything
Okay.
happens.
Levin sits very cutely in front of the princess's door, and anyone
I
who
should put
passes,
my
he
little
just kind
bow
of
tie or
watches.
something.
Precious little bean.
He is a precious little bean, and we love him.
That's a baby.
Norza, you go in search of
Yep.
the bridesmaid or the bouquet, or both.
For both.
Okay.
The bridesmaid and bouquet.
So you're able to come across a couple of the caterers and the florists.
Mhm.
You do find a bridesmaid. She is dressed in a purple dress, not quite as extravagant as the bride herself. but
Yes.
she looks very lovely still. She's talking to a florist, but her back is to you at the moment.
Okay. Miss, the bride was looking for you and was also wondering.
Oh, and she picks up her skirt, and in front of you, you see a young girl, no older than 16. She's hikes up her skirt. Oh, okay, I will be right there. I'm sorry, there was an issue with the florist. I'm sorry, are you a guard?
Yes, I am. And
How old is
You're-
Norza?
Norza's about like 21 or so.
All right,
21.
21.
Yeah.
God damn it! God damn it!
There it is.
All right. Okay. She squints a little. She's almost like she recognizes you, but she's not quite sure. Okay. Can you? If you're a guard, can you stand here and handle this with the florist so I can go help the bride finish getting ready?
Okay. All right. I can do
Okay,
that.
Basically, they messed up her bouquet, and I just need you to figure out something that'll match with her dress and not be too ridiculous.
Okay. I can do that. I can do that.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay. As she runs off with her skirt pulled up as she's running, Levin sees her as she runs into the room and she stops and looks down. She's like, "Aw," and keeps walking in. She's like, "Wait, oh, cute." And continues walking. This is a young girl, like 16, can't be older than that. So she thinks she's like, "Oh, baby, cute." Norza, in front of you is a tiefling. They are purple.
Okay.
They have many flowers in their arms.
Okay.
You're gonna have to figure out what looks best after seeing the princess's dress.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Get a color wheel here so I can find out.
Let me pull up a color wheel. Hold on.
Okay.
I love the dedication. I love that. Hold on, I need a color wheel.
Yeah, need to find some complementary colors so something just to work. Okay.
Right
All right.
after a
So
while, you see no sight of the ex-boyfriend.
All right.
So what you're saying is I have a chance.
You have a chance.
are you gonna be the one to be like, I object?
I'm just saying if you shoved me in a mandatory flirting situation,
Mhm.
hijinks can and will ensue, and depending on how hot this lizard man is, I will give it my all.
Let's go.
I mean, if he
Okay.
was managed to pull the princess, like, he's probably pretty cute.
Fair.
Rain, do you want to continue waiting, or would you like to do something else?
I'll go back and just kind of wait outside the princess's door for a bit, and listen for anything bad happening, I guess.
Okay. So Vera, you went to the reception area to be in the
Mhm.
general vicinity. Xavier, where did you go? Are you with Vera?
Yes.
So the two of you are there. Morgan, where did you go?
I would have went with them, but as Vera walks away, can I just like tug on Xavier just to walk behind a little bit out of earshot of Vera, and then just turn to him. I punched him in the face.
Oh my
At least I told somebody. Wasn't being secret about it
Oh my god.
Why?
because Because they're supposed to be family, and you're supposed to look out for your family. No one needs to grow up like that. Especially being looked down and treated like that. Noah's just a good person. And he's our friend. We stand up for our friends.
I assume that it did not go over too badly because he didn't call for the rest of us to have you killed.
I mean, I can be very persuasive.
I will remember that for the future. I would not mention this to... And he gestures towards where Vera is walking in.
Honestly, I'm very happy you guys walked in then and not sooner. She would have killed me.
More than likely, has a proclivity for it.
But it did
You would have
feel-
made a fantastic ice sculpture for the reception, though.
Yeah, you would have actually. It would have been beautiful.
With the
She could have
purples.
made sure. She could have made sure to get you in a proper pose and everything.
Yeah, with the purple
Yeah,
and
you would have. It would have been like a swan or something like that. Like you would have been handing out drinks.
the purples, the top
What?
hat. It would have been great.
Yep, would have been great.
Xavier says, "I do think, however, that if Vera is forced into a decision, I don't think the outcome is always assured."
Trust me, I know in this tiny beating heart that she's a big old softie.
Not yet. But
What?
it's getting there.
And eventually, the three of you find your way to the reception area, where there are finger snacks set up.
I eat a finger.
Oh no!
No.
That's not a finger.
Hey, Brain. While you are
Yes.
very patiently waiting outside the princess's room, you do hear an exclamation, but not from her room, but from the princess. It's
Oh.
not one of pain, it's one of surprise.
I'll leave Levin there to watch out, and I'm gonna take off towards the princess.
Okay. You walk in, and he looks a little surprised to see you enter.
Well, I burst through the door too. Like,
He's
going on?
sitting. So, he is sitting.
mhm.
At his he's basically like, are you must be Rain.
Yep.
I don't know what's happening, but I've gotten cold feet.
You motherfucker. You
And
bitch.
you look, and his feet are actually frozen in place.
Oh,
Nani?
the
What
fuck?
the fuck?
Wasn't me? It wasn't me?
Are you
Okay,
sure?
that's
I do the other thing. I do not do the cold.
I do.
Oh.
What?
Mm.
Get that
Oh.
boy a heat lamp. What happened?
What?
What happened?
Why are you like that?
No. If I knew, I wouldn't be panicked that I have cold feet.
Okay, throw a blanket on it. Oh no.
I
Um,
can't move.
Okay, I'll go get you something warm. Is there a fire? Like, is there a fireplace nearby? I can just bring
You're gonna bring an entire fire?
the entire fire.
Oh my god! I'm
Just-
gonna barbecue him.
Just saying, if you're looking to bring mobile fire, you can go find Xavier.
No, that's exactly. I was gonna do that or go get Levin.
I don't know. Just find something to help me, please.
I'm going to use the message cantrip. Or message not cantrip, but my message ring.
From your earring. Yes.
To Xavier, obviously. Prince's feet are frozen. We need some heat. Can you meet me in his room?
Swear to fuck.
Sorry, the swear to fuck was brilliant.
Oh, buddy.
Oh god.
Xavier says, an interesting predicament. I am needed in the prince's chambers.
Oh my god.
And he says, you watch her. She could do anything. She's very unpredictable. And he spins around and goes running off.
And you take off in the direction of the princess. Norza, how you doing with your flower choices?
He's pretty good. He's picking out some warm tones, some cool accent tones that go along with her, with her
Beautiful.
skin
Incredible.
and stuff. It's like, yeah, just like making it very nice and pretty.
The florist
And I'm-
herself is impressed.
Yes. See, it's not that hard, okay? You just gotta really think about her dress and her skin tone. Honestly,
Look, I'm just
I-
apprenticing. I was just, you know what? You are
No.
much better at this job than I am.
oh,
Maybe
oh
this is
no.
not the profession I should have gone into.
Well, maybe not. What did you want to be before, like, becoming an apprentice
A
florist?
seamstress, not a florist.
Oh, well, shit. What are you doing as a florist and besides a seamstress?
This was going to pay me more.
Ah, okay, all right, okay. So, here, I'm just gonna give this person, like 39 gold pieces with my money, and
Give
just
me
like,
all your money again.
yep. Here you go. That's for seamstress school.
Oh
If
no,
there
no, no,
is-
I'm getting paid for this too. No. And she hands it back. No. Just help me
Oh.
figure out the flowers and we'll
Okay.
call it even.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, you can totally steal credit on this. Okay, I won't mind. I don't care about the sweating actually, but I gotta do my job.
Okay, great. Sure. And she'll stand there for probably another 15 minutes with you as you try to figure out quite what bouquet you want to create for the princess.
Yes. Yeah, Nora's oblivious to all the fuckery.
Norris is having a great wedding. This is wonderful. Xavier, you bust into the room where the prince
I
is
do not
sitting.
bust.
Okay.
I knock.
You knock very pleasantly.
When no one really answers, I open the door.
Okay, you open
Oh.
the
I'm
door.
freaking out, just like
You see
I
Rain
come walking in.
standing there, freaking out. You see
What has happened?
the
she's
prince-
rubbing the ice on his feet right now, trying to use friction to melt it.
It's like, this is interesting.
He has his head in his hands. and
What were you doing when this happened?
I drank some water, and the glass is sitting on the counter or on the table that he is sitting at.
Mm,
Okay. So Xavier's gonna look at that. He says, "Do not touch the glass again." And he's gonna say, "Hold very still. If I even slightly mess this up, I could kill us all."
Oh
His
my
eyes
god.
go wide. You can't kill me. That would
Well,
be a
I didn't
problem.
say
I think
just
he
you.
can.
We'd
I
all
just don't think he
die.
wants to.
What?
What?
What? I didn't hear what you were saying. I
I'm
was really
saying that
saying.
I think you can kill him. I just don't think you want to kill him. I'm
Oh yes, yes,
specifying
no.
for him,
I
yes.
could absolutely kill all of you. It's not that's not
Yes.
the point. However, we do not want to kill anyone, which is
No.
why I am saying hold very still.
He stops moving entirely.
See how good that.
I skedaddle out of the way.
And I begin firebolting the block of ice.
Oh, my.
I fuck.
Okay.
Are we just gonna have a my decorum counter? Is that what you want
Is that
from
what
me?
you
Yes!
You could just tell me that. You could just tell me that's what you want from me.
I will.
Take a
I
shot
will
every time this group makes me scream my decorum.
no, people will die.
Oh,
We're only at 3 so far.
It's fine.
3 so far.
You
That's
begin,
3 shots within 30 minutes.
you begin firebolting these bricks, these very large bricks of ice that his feet are encompassed in. He was trying
Oh,
very hard
hang on a
not to
second.
move.
Just in case.
Mhm.
No shit, I can't do that. Never mind, I forgot.
He is trying very
I
hard
have
not
to be-
move,
Yeah.
as he is also in his wedding attire and does not want that to get ruined.
When it becomes obvious that it is not disintegrating fast enough with firebolts,
Mhm.
and like I have to get too close to him, I look around. Do I see any like metal serving trays?
Oh yeah, easily.
I throw stuff off one of the metal serving trays, set it down beside the block. I cast Chromatic Orb Fire, and it sits on the tray.
Oh,
You
yes.
cast chromatic orb fire.
Yep. And now I'm just gonna move the tray around the base of to where I can melt all the ice.
Okay.
Great wedding.
This is. We're not even to the wedding part. The guests have not even arrived. Okay.
Mazel tov? I don't know. What do you want me to say here?
Hava, Nikki,
Oh my God.
Hava,
Alright,
Nikki.
while you work very carefully, Rain, you stand by, making sure that this place does not go up in flames. I'm assuming.
I really should learn Dispel Magic someday. I hear it's very useful.
I've heard that.
Oh my god, do I
Norsa?
have to spell magic?
Oh, that's what
Norsa,
I'm checking.
you eventually end up with a beautiful bouquet fit
Yes.
for a princess. The florist is ecstatic and elated, and she thanks you multiple
Oh,
times.
Yeah, no problem.
No, I appreciate it so much. You've helped me so much. Do you want to go give it to her, or do you want me to do it?
You can go give it to her. I'm just gonna have to like check things up and everything and all
Sure.
that.
I appreciate it so much. As she runs off with this beautiful array of flowers that you've arranged.
Mm.
Did you put anything specific, or do you want just a general bouquet?
I also made like a little flower crown
Crown?
for herself. It's just like nice violet flowers and everything, just like yum.
She takes both. Thank you so much. You've been such a help. As she runs off to go give the princess this flower crown and this bouquet.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do a lupo check. Where are my chaotic children?
Well, as you look around,
Okay.
you
Got
find
a raid.
Vera.
Oh.
Yes, we did. Hi, JJ.
Hello.
You look around,
Yo.
and you are able to see Vera and Morgan standing off to one side. Vera looking very regal. Morgan's shaking his hand out once or twice, just which is a little odd. But you're like, it's Morgan. They're a little odd.
Okay.
The king and queen are nearby, but you've stayed out of their line of sight enough where they haven't come up and talked to you or anything like that.
If there are even like a chance of seeing me, I'm just gonna cast Disguise Self on me.
Okay, we'll keep that in the back of my mind then. You don't know where Xavier and Rain are.
Oh boy. Okay.
We are full of mystery.
Okay. Do I see Vera?
Yeah.
Okay,
The
cool.
issue is that she is standing nearby to the king and queen.
Fuck. Okay. All right. Okay. So he checked on. He doesn't want to, but he's gonna have to. All right. We'll just probably. He's gonna. So Norza's just gonna cast Disguise Self on himself, like make it just like some random other-looking person, or maybe just like a little like tiefling dude who's just like maybe a little scaly and stuff. So.
Okay.
And just heads up over to the prince's room and just like knock knock and just like, hello, is everything okay in there? I am one of the members of the hired gods.
Oh my god. Okay.
You
Norza,
come to me on the day of my brother's wedding.
That's exactly the vibe. Okay, Norza, you
Yeah.
knock
I fucking love you, buddy.
as you poke your head into the prince's room.
Yes.
You see Xavier, like on their knees with a metal serving tray with a chromatic orb radiating fire and wisps of fire coming off of it. You see Rain standing nearby looking very tense and a little awkward, like she's not sure what to do with the situation. And you see
Holding a
a
blanket
Rush,
for sure.
you see a Rush standing or sitting in the chair very still.
What in the absolute fuck is happening here?
Just too wild and crazy, guys.
You
I am concentrating. Do you want me to kill this man?
I
Norza,
No birth goofing.
Norza, you did not tell any of your other party members what you were going to disguise yourself as.
Nope.
Nope.
well, this is
I'm gonna have
good
to ask
bad.
you to leave the room, sir.
I don't think you know, but I am a part of the Guardian Workshop. You may know me as Orn. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
Acorn?
Oh my god. Okay. I'm just gonna speak in Elvish real quick. It's me, Norza. Just let me I'm in disguise right now. If you speak Elvish, please nod.
I don't understand your accent. Sorry.
Oh my god. Well, I am
Does Xavier
sir.
speak Elvish? Right?
Some-
Oh
Somebody-
shit! I forgot. I forgot Xavier. I was enjoying that rather too much.
I feel like Xavier was too. That's why I didn't say anything.
I was. No, I do not actually.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Also,
yes.
we have hydrate, posture check, and stretch. Thanks,
Oh,
sweetie.
Oh yay!
It's from Sweetie.
I
hey,
am.
buddy.
What have I put myself into?
Well, you could have made this easy and just gone in this Norsa, but nope.
No,
Nope.
no, no.
Nope.
Trauma. Trauma says no.
Understandably.
How long is,
So-
is this thing looking? And by the way, I should not have said chromatic orb, and I'm gonna have to use a higher level spell slot because I was not thinking chromatic orb. I was thinking of was it fireball or something? Flame ball? Not fireball.
Not fireball.
Not
With
fireball.
fireball. I asked how big the
Flaming
Flaming
room is.
sphere.
Flaming
sphere.
Okay, yeah, we'll
is
say.
what I got.
You can retcon it.
Because
I'll
that's
say
the one.
flaming sphere.
That's the one that maintains.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll say for
Okay.
you, flaming sphere is fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, excuse me, Guardian Acorn. You're gonna have to leave. We're giving the prince his a pedicure right now. It's a pre-marriage pedicure for him. It's very, very fancy.
He has very bad bunions.
Oh, yeah, I see those bunions on ice, but I think I can help out because I have a skills of certain assets that might be able to help out. Please and thank you.
Xavier, do you need help with the bunions?
Xavier's like,
Yes, brilliant.
what? I was-
Do you need help with your?
is this
icy
how is there any, what is the situation with the blocks of ice? Am I
They're
even
starting
making
to
a
melt.
fucking
Yeah,
dent?
yeah, you're starting to make a dent.
It's like I don't know how soon is the wedding?
Well, none of the guests have arrived, but
I should be fine.
They should start
Unless he gets
arriving any
unless
minute.
he gets really bad frostbite and his feet die, then we're gonna have a problem.
Oh, I can take
If
that.
a
though.
dragonborn could pale, he pales.
Morris is just gonna hold a laugh a little bit.
The
saying
biggest problem is if I get this thing too close to him, he starts to incinerate, and if I keep it too far away from him, then it won't heat up the feet enough, and then so it's kind of a double-edged thing.
All right, just try not to burn him, because that would be very bad. The king.
It
and
would be,
queen-
but he has been already warned that we all could die, so he is prepared. Are you not prepared?
we could all
doesn't
die.
Because he was
I-
told not to, so he's not moving. For fear
See?
of such action.
Fearless, absolutely fearless.
I am just going to go and check on other things of dress that need to be managed. Goodbye.
You know what you
Rain.
can do for us, real quick? This glass right here. Can you take it back to the kitchens or whatever? The prince is done with it.
Don't touch that.
Okay.
Serious. Don't touch that. Leave it there. Rain, do you have a hammer?
My God.
This is amazing.
I have a short sword. That's like a very sharp hammer, right?
You could use the hilt of it.
If it's what we got, it's what we got.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna expire.
So
I
Northa
So while
Is
you three do this, Vera and
I-
Morgan.
On
I
two
smell-
opposite
I
sides of the
smell-
spectrum.
I smell something rancid and I hit the self-destruct button and boom, Vera's dead.
So Vera and Morgan, the guests have started to arrive.
Oh, fuck.
So you know the wedding's probably in about like 45 minutes. Is the planned one? We all know weddings are always late.
Mhm.
So, anyways, the three of you continue.
All right. Northa is just gonna like close the door and just like immediately beeline to Vera. Just like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
Your star in the skies.
I was about to say, as this man walks up,
Yes.
Wait a
walks
minute.
our way and be like, "Excuse me, sir." Can I
It's,
help you?"
it's me. I'm just gonna cover my mouth. Just like it's me, Norza. It's this guy. Okay, just don't say it.
Oh.
I tried giving everybody else, but we might have a situation in the prince's room.
No words, just gives him a big hug.
Okay.
Vera sees all of this is just very confused.
Rain's like, I'm sorry. Xavier's like, oh, why didn't I think of it before? He pulls out the healing staff. It's a magical weapon.
Okay.
You know, I looked at Jordy earlier and was like, this will be easy. This will be fun. It'll add for roleplay moments. This is not at all what I expected.
Well, looks like he has rebooted.
All right,
plan.
so Vera, in front of you, these two men are embracing.
Hold on, my brain needs a second.
Not Vera.
This isn't a Vera thing. This is a Hales thing. Hales needs a second. Hales is having a conniption, as it were.
That Air 404, but in real life.
Okay. So there's so much going on. Vera knows none of this, and then suddenly looks over and sees Morgan hugging a random
Tiefling.
tiefling.
Yes. What color of tiefling are you? Pick a color.
I would say a green tiefling.
Which is even more odd. Great. Love that.
Baby.
Love that. We love a green
Don't
tiefling.
Are
tell me
you-
I'm trying to drink.
Vera walks over and taps the disguised Norza on the shoulder.
Yes.
Are you a wedding guest? Do we know you?
Yes, you do know me. It's me, Norza. I'm in disguise because my parents are right over there, and I do not want them to see me right now. So we have a little
Say
bit of
something Norza would say.
hey, Vera, wiggle your toes. Say what are the first 3 things you say? And
Yes, Norza gave me the same spiel earlier. I do believe that this is you.
it's not a spiel, it's advice. Okay, look, anywho, there's a little bit of a iffy. The prince's foot, he's getting a little bit of some literal cold feet.
I
Xavier,
don't understand.
Vera,
Okay.
that registers in your database as a person who is getting scared of marriage.
Oh, the prince does not wish to go through with the political marriage?
well, there's something preventing him from doing the marriage. His feet are in block of ices, and Xavier and Rain are trying to thaw him out with like a ball of fire, and like they were talking about like hammering it and stuff. And
This is a joke, yes?
I wish I was joking.
This is not a joke.
This is not a joke. This is 100% real.
We only just arrived.
I know. I will. I will.
On the bright side, Norza, you did manage to save the bride's bouquet. So there is that.
I did save the bride's bouquet though. That was pretty important. That was one hurdle we did not need to worry about. So, hey.
I suppose I should assist the prince now. And Vera goes to walk off to assist the prince with his cold feet.
Okay. Morgan, what are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you? No.
That was
No.
Nate asking. That wasn't Norza. That was Nate going, what are you doing?
Oh no.
As they run off, Morgan's just going to.
I didn't run off. I just sort of
Oh.
stayed.
So now it's you and Norza standing there. As Vera, wistful in her thinking of hoping this is a joke, goes to the prince's room.
Morgan's just gonna pat Norza on the shoulder, give him a smile. I'm not doing anything crazy. Is going to very what's the word?
Nonchalantly?
No, not nonchalant. Like more of like putting himself together.
Okay.
Like gonna collect himself and then approach the king and queen. And right before he gets up to him, he will bow.
Okay. You'll receive a short like head nod in response.
It will.
I'm holding any action right here, right now.
I feel like Norris is standing there on bated breath, just watching this unfold with terror.
It will just gently approach them and be like, "Good evening, Your Majesties. I'm Morgan Dolarem. I am here part of the guard detail. I believe you've already met my companion Veer.
Yes, hello. I am Azorn. It is a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you both. Was there something you were needing, or just introducing yourselves?
Mostly just introducing myself, but I would also like to extend my services as I am a practitioner of the arcane. If there's any wish for spectacle, if need be, please consider my services."
Well, we do appreciate that greatly. It's good to know that there is another mage of sorts around in case that we require any help.
Oh, another.
I believe that one of our other guardsmen is also arcane in nature.
Oh, if you'd be so kind, would you mind pointing them out so we can...
Oh, I do believe that they are currently outdoors patrolling the grounds, but I will send them your direction.
Oh, please do.
Do they happen to specialize in the frosty magic?
I don't believe so, no.
All right, that's good to know. Good to know. As a one magical specialist to another, it's always good to hear many other magic specialists.
Yeah, we love that thrusting magic over here on the DAG show.
That seems to be a
sharing the same brain cell, buddy. Same brain cell.
Well, we do greatly appreciate that. I will send her your way when she comes in from the outside then. It may be during the reception, may not be during the ceremony, but I will make sure that she makes your acquaintance then.
Yes, please do. I will just be at the doorway.
Of course, thank you.
So I will not be hard to find.
We do appreciate that. If you will excuse us, we do need to start greeting our guests. It's not every day our child gets to get married.
Of course. And as they walk away, I'm just going to just pat Norris on the shoulder.
Yeah, you'll see as Morprax takes his queen's hand and they go and begin meeting some of the guests as they come in.
How you holding up, bud?
So, hey, DM.
Yes, dear.
Now I'm closer to Morgan. Can I see their hands and assess why they read?
You can make an estimated guess that they may have been in an altercation of sorts, but when you saw the prince, he was not holding his face. He was more sitting very still because Xavier had told him, "Do not move, or otherwise I could kill us all." So you can make a general assumption that Morgan has been in an altercation of sorts, but you don't know with who and you don't know with what.
Okay.
Morgan is also an individual who is normally dirty of some sort, so like this is not an uncommon thing. It's more uncommon that wasn't there earlier.
Okay. So, did you punch somebody already? We haven't been in here in like 5 minutes.
Oh no! You know how there's stairs going up to the prince's room? I tripped. It's hard walking upstairs.
Yeah, it can be hard. The stairs are very, very steep. Very, very steep. I hate the fact I can't insight check because I trust you too much.
You can.
If you have a notion that you are being lied to, you can insight check.
Actually, yeah.
Norza is very trusting, but Norza has also been very hurt and have been through a lot of lies.
Yeah. Can I insight this real quick,
Yeah,
please?
Let's go.
Okay, here we
Go
go.
ahead and roll me deception. I love that there's more intrigue between each other at the moment than anything else. Like, this makes me so happy.
Yeah. Like, why do the prince's feet get cold? We don't care. Party people. All right. So I rolled a 16.
I mean, yeah, the scrapes on the knuckles. Yeah, those don't look like falling.
Morgan,
Yes, mate.
who did you punch?
Nobody substantial.
Was it somebody that was trying to get in, like the princess's ex-boyfriend?
The ex-boyfriend that Morgan had no idea existed.
Short fella, right?
I'm gonna give you one more chance because I trust you. Who did you punch?
Oh, God damn, you bring out the trust.
This is because I trust you right now. Who did you punch?
I'm pretty sure you already know.
You did. Morgan, you. Why did you? Why? You had one. Now they're gonna find me, and they're gonna blame me like they've always blamed me again. And
No, I don't think so.
no, you don't. No, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You don't. This is bad. This is bad. This is like me hurting him all over again. Fuck. Did you even think about like you could have just like insulted him verbally, and that would probably be a lot easier to hide, but you had to punch? Why?
Because you are my friend, and they did you very dirty. Growing up like that, Nosy, you are one of the best people I have known in a long time. And the fact that you grew up like this it's not right.
You don't fight them at their level. All right, that's what they expect. You just fuck. Okay, we're gonna talk about this with Vera and Mom. But god damn it. Okay.
If it makes you feel any better at all, I will take the blame. I'll say it to his face.
No. Oh, it's good. This is my responsibility and stuff. They're gonna figure it out sooner or later and everything. Right, you're gonna be staying by me and you're gonna be on ex-boyfriend duty. He's a very tall, handsome, for his race lizard folk, okay? That's what we gotta look out for.
All right.
Morgan, I'm serious about this. You
I am.
got strike one. You only have 2 more chances with me. And then trust is gone.
And I appreciate the one.
I'm becoming Vera.
Speaking of which, while you have your little panic, Vera, my love, darling,
Oh, love you, buddy.
little Miss Warforged,
Oh yeah.
wistfully thinking and hoping and praying this is a joke to whatever gods may be listening. You come around the corner to a closed door.
I take the back of my knuckle and I knock on the door.
And you probably hear whack. Ow! I told you not to move.
Exactly what you hear.
I immediately open the door and run in.
Guys, it's not my fault.
There you see a rush, sitting there very still, attempting not to move, a fire spear. Xavier,
5 foot tall fire burst.
yeah, a very large fireball sphere, and Rain, and sitting there, trying to be encouraging to the situation.
And Xavier has his staff in hand, and he's trying to break the blocks of ice.
Stop! Cease, desist. Cease and desist. Withhold.
I did not do any of this except
Withhold.
for the big ball of fire.
Withhold.
This is the best game.
Oh, we are living up to our name here.
Stop this execution of tactics.
Oh, of tactics. Okay.
Okay.
Stop.
Could you hurry? The metal tray is melting, and if it gets to the floor, it's going to burn the whole place down.
Oh God. Whatever inorganic god is listening to me right now, I apologize. Okay. Seeing this, Vera beginning to realize that 1, not only was this a joke, 2, this is actually quite dire, 3, yet again being left alone equals bad time.
Can I
Goes
sneak
down.
out behind Vera while she like
100%.
takes in everything?
Yep. Roll myself.
Rain's like siding against the wall and trying to get through the door.
She's worse than mom.
I just imagine Rain was sitting like in some chair watching all this, going, "You can do it, you can." And then Vera comes in, and Rain just like melts down to the floor. So sliding across.
All right, Rain, lovely. Roll me stealth. And Vera, what are you doing?
I am going to attempt. First, I'm going to check in with the prince. I'm going to look at Arush and just ask a clarifying.
I am fine. My feet are very cold, and the rest of me feels very cold.
Can I use my anxiety-driven frustration at this to try and brute strength, like crush the ice with my hands?
Xavier has already broken a lot of it, so probably. Rain, what did you
Can
roll?
I want to attempt to try to free Arush of whatever ice is left.
Perfect. Rain?
That was a nat 20 for a total of 29.
Oh,
You
my
are the
God.
stealthiest that has ever stealth. You melt
Yeah.
into the wall, and you are able to very quietly and wistfully make your way out.
Xavier forgot you existed.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you are gone. The only focus is this. Where are you going?
You said that the guests are starting to show up.
They are.
I'm going to kind of linger towards the entryway and still keep an eye out for the ex-boyfriend.
Perfect. All right, Vera.
All right, I'm going to try and just bare knuckle crush the ice with my barbarian frustration at how badly this plan is going.
Okay.
Once she kneels down there, I'm just going to let the flame sphere go.
Okay.
16.
Okay. Xavier, you have done quite a bit. It's just more like you've gotten half of each of the blocks, and so you're still trying to get that second half. Vera, you are able to easily crunch both of them in your hands. His feet are freezing. Like there is ice blisters on his feet. But you are able to get him. He's like,
And this is why I was hitting him with this, and I touch the staff to him, and I use a charge to cure wounds.
as I start slowly closing back up. Okay. Oh my god, that was so cold. Thank you both so much. I need some tea or something.
I use Mage Hand to lift the glass he was drinking from, so I don't actually touch it.
Uh-huh.
And I look at Veer and I said, he was drinking out of this when it happened. That's the only thing I can see that's out that might be out weird.
I don't eat things, so I can't try it myself. Is there
I
any
am
way
not
that
going to try it.
is there
Rain.
Rain's gone.
rain? Rain. Is there like a plant in the room at all, like a potted plant or anything along
You can
those
easily
lines?
Find a plant.
All right. Can I take the drink and pour it over the potted plant?
I'm holding it with
I
my
tried
hand.
to get
No,
Azor to try it, so.
Yeah.
You pour it.
let's
into the
not
plant.
let's not touch. I will pour it where you want me
Yeah.
to pour
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
You use mage hand. You pour it into the
Yeah.
plant. Plant
Yeah.
immediately freezes. It starts crystallizing ice all the way up, and it branches out onto the leaves and freezes.
So this was an attempt.
Who made you this drink? Do you have
I was just brought water. I don't know. I figured
there's no assigned handmaid or anything along those lines
There's
that was
been a lot
dedicated
of-
to assist you today?
there's been a lot of people coming in and out. I'm not gonna lie.
I have to let the king and queen know of this attempt.
And that acorn
We-
person was also very weird. So like, I don't know who that was.
Acorn person.
Yeah, whoever.
Acorn?
Oh no, yeah, the other person. He said he was a member of the guard. Gentleman, strange accent.
I've never
cheap-
seen him before in my life.
tiefling, very odd color, green.
I've never seen him before, and I would know.
Green.
We should probably seal all exits.
Remembering Norza giving that information from earlier, seeing the green tiefling hugging Morgan.
Yeah.
I turned to Xavier. You do not need to worry about that particular individual. They have been dealt with, and I have met with them.
Well,
For now,
we-
they are
we-
trustworthy.
We have a job to do, and that includes protecting the prince. So I will leave that into you, and not to protecting the prince, but what we do next. We should get everyone probably into this room who is assigned to protect the prince, and you can let the king and queen know, and let the other guards know so they can start looking for someone. I suggest they close off all entrances and shut everything down until we can start questioning people, but that is just me.
I am going to alert the king and queen upon what had just happened and what was witnessed, so that way they understand that there has already been an attempt upon their son's life.
As all that's going down, hey Noza,
Yeah.
you said the prince was in blocks of ice.
Yeah. Did
First of
you
all-
do that?
First of all, honestly, no.
Okay.
If I wanted to do that, I can't control it.
Okay.
You know that's true, Norza. That rings very true to you.
All right. So what were you gonna say?
The world, it was either your mom or dad. They said there was one of the guards was a magic user.
Yeah.
You think it could have been a bit of an inside job?
Yep. You stay here, look for the boyfriend. I'll go look for the guard.
Okay.
All right.
I will let you know. I'll be posted up at the entrance. I will see everyone coming in and everyone going out. If I see the guy, what you said, very large list of folk.
Very large, handsome. She was very specific on the description handsome. So you see a handsome, tall lizard folk.
All right.
That's your man.
All right. I'll be on the lookout for a scaly hottie.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay.
And break.
Morgan, as you go to the entrance, Rain is already there.
Okay.
So
Hello, love.
How's it going? Oh, how's it going?
Oh, being me.
Good shit.
Norza, where are you going?
I am just like, okay, I would have a good history of like all the guards that work under here, right?
How long has it been since you've been around your family?
Actually, yeah. How long has it been? Probably say about like maybe a year.
It's been a little while.
Yeah.
Not a ridiculous amount, but it's been a little while, and some of the guards, not all of them look familiar to you anyways, even when you were walking up. Maybe a new rotation, new squadron, something. But for the most part, you do know some of them. Some of them recognize you.
Okay. Well, yes, I haven't dropped my disguise yet,
Not
so.
yet, no.
Well, actually, hold up. How long does this alter self
I believe
last?
it's an
1 hour, I think.
yes.
Yeah, 1 hour. It's concentration. So
We've got some time.
actually, no, it wasn't alter self. It was disguise self. How long does that last? An hour. All right, I'm still good.
I was like, you still look like a green tiefling,
All right, cool.
which is a very
Okay.
interesting choice, I will say.
I
Yes.
like it.
I like the choice. I love the choice. I just
You don't hear a lot about green tieflings, even
No,
though
not
they're
at all.
called the Skittles tieflings. They you never see a green
no,
tiefling.
I do appreciate the green tiefling.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go by each and every one's like, hello, yes, hi, I imported the new gods here. I was wondering if you knew of any gods that does the cool magic babby stuff.
I don't know where your character's from region-wise in this world, and I love everything about it.
The closest thing of Sweden or Norway.
Yeah,
It literally
I
has me thinking of that SNL skit of the two wild and crazy guys.
Wow,
Yes.
as a
Yes.
god, except it's Morgan and Norsa.
Yeah.
Wild and crazy guys. Yeah, you are able to kind of talk your way through the ranks. Are you going outside?
Yeah, I'm gonna be going outside because they said it was.
Most of them
they
are outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you go outside. You're able to talk your way through a couple of them. You do see a magic user, and they do point her out to you. And
All right.
she is unlike anything else you've seen out of these guards. Because she's tall, she's blonde, and she has golden, angelic-like wings that are folded behind her. And something even more interesting, I need you to roll a perception check.
Okay. All right. God damn it! It's an Azamar.
It is Nasamar.
Okay. All right.
That's all I'm having you roll for.
Perception. You said.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Oh, Bubba. Those are
So
little cats.
that is that's gonna be a 19.
Cat.
Kitty.
Oh, cat.
Orion!
Baby.
He's
Hey,
like,
the baby.
he's like, it is 45 minutes until food time, but I wanted to.
Hey, the baby.
Blood.
Oh,
So,
you
19.
Yes, 19.
Okay, here. As you are looking at her, one, this is quite the figure. She has a very strong, angelic seeming presence. Like, she screams holy. But something more interesting. There's something very familiar that she has on her person. She has a silver bracelet on her wrist.
Oh, what the fuck?
We'll come back to you in just a minute. As you two are standing at the entrance, the little bridesmaid that Nora saw earlier, she comes running. She's like, I'm gonna stand here for a little while because the bride is a little stressed out, so I'm just gonna stand right here. And she joins you two, just so you know where she is.
Stressed out? Is everything okay?
Oh yeah, she's just having wedding jitters.
Ryan, you wanna help her out? I promise.
Yeah,
to
I'll,
stand here.
I'll go help with that.
Vera...
Oh god, I hope it's not cold feet.
Vera and Xavier, where did you two go? You went to the king and queen. Xavier, are you going with Vera?
No, I'm staying with the prince.
Okay, you're staying with the prince. Cool. I just needed to know where everyone was. There's a lot of moving.
Hey, Ivy?
And I bring Bupo out, and I set him to be in the hallway,
Okay.
and let me know if anyone comes to the door.
Yes, Morgan.
Question: do I see,
Which
out of my own idle curiosity, do I see Norza clock the Asimar?
are you purposely looking for where Norza went, or are you just like scanning, or being like, oh, I wonder where
It's
Norza is?
in my scanning.
If you're at the entrance and you're looking around, like you could see her. She's very radiant, to put a word to it. You can see Norza as you're kind of clocking everyone and seeing who's around, along with the lords and ladies and the royalty, etc. that's around. You clock Norza, and then you clock where Norza's looking.
I'm gonna ask you something.
Okay.
Just
Ask.
out of my own paranoia.
Yep, I know you. Ask.
Does she look familiar?
motherfucker.
She doesn't.
Look,
She looks.
looking specifically at her cheek.
No, then no.
Okay, that's all.
Rain, are you going to the bride?
Yep.
Okay. You go to the bride. She's fidgeting with her hands. She looks a little stressed. She looks anxious. Fiddling with this beautiful bouquet that you don't recall seeing when you first saw her. It's absolutely stunning.
Yes, Norza found it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
what's going on?
I am just a little nervous. There's just a lot of people. And I am just a little scared. I should be okay. Just, you know.
My friend taught me this really cool trick when you're nervous. Name 5 things that you can see right now.
Yes. Well, I guess I can see you. I can see my bouquet, which is beautiful. Not quite what I asked for, but honestly prettier than I expected.
I think it's gorgeous.
It's beautiful. I can see. Well, I guess I can see this plant, and I can see the window, and I can see the floor.
Does that help? Do you feel calmer, grounded a little more?
Yeah, a little bit. Feel just a little nervous.
Okay. Well, I mean, how political is this marriage? Have you met the prince before? Like,
Yeah, we've met.
Okay.
Not in like one-on-one dating situations or anything like that, but yeah.
well, that's shitty.
I mean, it's fine. It is what it's like. He's always very nice.
I mean, yeah, but like, you're gonna be tying your life to this man for the rest of your life. But you kind of want to love him, right?
I mean, yeah, but you know, it is what it is.
You're a very good person.
I think that you're a very lovely person.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that you were assigned to my guard. And I feel a little better just talking about it.
Oh, thank you. If you need like a little hug, Levin's right here. He makes a good little like squeeze
Oh, he's
comfort
very
thing.
cute. I think I will be okay.
Okay.
Just give me a couple minutes, and then I should be okay.
Okay.
And she does look
Good.
a little calmer, like you've talked her down from a ledge.
Okay.
Like she's breathing a little better.
Despite saying it was shitty.
Yeah, but she knows it is. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Norza, are you going up and talking to this individual?
Yes, I am, since I have the same bracelet.
Okay. I'm going to have you talk to this individual,
Mhm.
and then I'm going to have Vera. I'll have you visit with the king and queen, and then we'll call it for tonight since we are almost at 3 hours and 30 minutes. If that
Holy
works.
crap!
I know that's been a little over, but that's okay. Like a little over the 3 hours, but
Chaos.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
fine.
But and then there will be something that happens, and then we'll call the session for this evening. So Norza, if you would like to talk to this very tall, picturesque, and statuesque Asmar.
Hi, ma'am, mommy. Sorry, I had to get that.
Instantly downhill.
Yes!
Holy shit!
Yes!
That's a new record.
No, no,
Woo!
no, but that wasn't canon. That wasn't canon. That wasn't
Instantly
canon.
downhill.
It's canon.
Okay.
No,
Anyways,
no,
go
no,
ahead.
No.
I think we should have a
Oh,
player vote on whether it was canon or
I
not.
just felt my heart drop. Like, well, I was like, there it goes. It's gone. All right. Anyways, go ahead.
Yes. Hi. So,
Is this the
Are you
voice that you
part-
put on, or just you don't? I won't make you do the accent. Just let me know if you're doing the accent or if it's your normal.
I'm
voice.
dropping the accent,
Goodness.
and I think I'm out of range of like any other family member seeing me, so I'm dropping disguise self. I'm just appearing as Norza. Like,
Alright.
hi.
Oh.
Are you from the organization?
I'm sorry.
You have the little bracelet thing?
Oh,
Or-
this, and she holds it up, and instead of Havoc, you see Mercy.
You're a different team. Okay. Did Ericus sent you here?
I'm sorry. I only know Erica's in passing. I'm not very friendly with her. Did she send you?
Yeah, she sent us here. We're watching over this place.
Oh. Well, good.
Insight check?
Go for it. What are you looking for?
For any susness, like any like passive aggressiveness to Ericus?
Sus check.
Sus check.
Yeah,
Doing
this
a
little
sus check.
wussy check.
Do a sus check.
All right, that's an 18 right there.
She doesn't seem suspicious of Ericus. She knows of her. She just doesn't
Okay.
with her.
All right. Hi. I'm part of Team Havoc. I'm Norza.
Oh, you're Havoc.
We already have a reputation, huh?
Yep.
You could say that.
Your
Your group is made
Yeah.
of criminals, so I mean, yes.
what's that supposed to mean?
Well, I'm not insinuating that you yourself are one, but aren't you the team that has criminals on it?
Yeah, but they've done good stuff. We just saved some people from like getting mobbed by some great gross dude with like elemental weird magic shit. Oh,
I'm sorry, I
What's-
wasn't
what-
quite familiar with your exploits as a group yet.
well, I think you probably should. And I think what you also should know is that what I don't like about people is when they make assumptions of people and everything. So I think you should probably heed a little mercy for your poor little brain right now to stop whatever you're thinking about my team right here, right now, and just focus on being a good little natural good, lawful good, all team mercy, okay?
North.
Oh damn, North.
And you thought I was bad.
So,
I love Norza so much.
Norza.
I love him.
Norza, nice to meet you.
Ooh.
What's your name?
Atara.
Natara?
And
I'll
my
remember you.
companions are just over there. And if you are to look, you see two other figures. You see a winged red tiefling, and you see a, you can't tell male or female, but you see a Aarakocra off to one side.
Okay. Hi. So I'm just gonna ask you real quick. Did you freeze the prince's foot in his room?
I'm sorry, did you just insinuate that I would attack his highness?
Yup.
Well, I'm just running through the numbers here. Just want to make sure I'm going things by the book. You know how Ericus likes it.
Sure. No, I did not harm his majesty, nor did my companions, as they've been here with me the entire time.
Insight check! I don't believe you!
I don't believe you want to hate her so badly, and that's exactly why I put her here.
I've already lied to today!
Norza is just going through the fucking pits.
I was gonna say, this is lovely.
11.
11.
11.
No, she is being honest. They have been here the entire time.
Okay. Alright, cool. Just keep an eye out for that. And also, I don't know if you guys know already, but there's a very handsome lizard folk we need to watch out for. That's the princess's ex. So make sure they don't come in and like wreck shit, okay?
Perhaps you misunderstood why our unit name is Mercy. It's because we make people beg for it. I'm sure we'll be just fine. It was nice meeting you, Norza. And
Wait.
that she'll turn and walk away.
Wait, hold up. Whoa, what? Are you good guys or bad guys?
She is kind of just waving and goes and talks to a different group of guards.
Ivy,
Yes, dear.
Ivy, dearest, I'm gonna need you to stop.
I am
How has
scared.
this session been only 3.5 hours? I feel like we just went through a whole saga right now.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
So,
Holy
as
shit.
still
Norza
everything
is left
from them.
standing there,
Oh boy.
feeling that heat from this individual. We
They brought it
transition-
back.
We
The
transition.
clapback was strong.
We transition over to Vera, who has decided that she needs to inform His Majesty and Her Majesty about their son's cold feet.
Predicament.
So they're currently greeting guests, but you are able to wait for a pause in the conversation.
I sidle up to the king and queen, and I like hastily like tap for their attention, trying to be respectful of their boundary. But
Yes, Vera, was it? From the queen?
yes, Your Majesty's there, and she bows very quickly. There's been a bit of an issue regarding your son.
Is he safe? Is he hurt?
That remains to be seen. Unfortunately, he got cold feet, and I understand that that is a confusing statement presently, but that is an honesty, as I freed him from blocks of ice attached to his feet, and upon further inspection, there was a drink that thrown upon a potted plant, froze that plant, which your son was intended to drink. Therefore, we are led to believe that there is somebody here at this party who is currently making an attempt upon His Majesty's life.
I see. If you will, please go alert the other guards as to what you've discovered. We will personally go check on our son. Thank you for your diligence in this.
Is there a head of security that you would prefer that I reach to?
There's a few individuals that look like captains outside. We've taken a couple of captains of different squadrons. If you want to gather them and let them know, there's 3 or 4 of them. They should be able to disperse it quickly between the squadrons that we employed.
Right. Okay. All right. Yes, Your Majesties. I would expect there needs to be almost a double down upon the food and drink, as that was what appeared to harm your son. Is there any way that you could potentially get some sort of spell sense to check any refreshments given to your guests or to Your Majesties?
We do have we have availability for that. I'll have one of my other men go and find her, but please, if you'll inform the rest of the squadrons, that would be much of a help.
Vera bows and goes to attend to find the captains to spread the information on the attempt on His Majesty's life.
Okay. As you go out and you're starting to gather people, Norza is still reeling from that. Lovely Morgan just got to see all of that happen in real time. Rain, you've come back out, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The bridesmaid is still standing there, and I'll have this conversation with you, and then we'll end for the evening. The bridesmaid is still standing there. Is she okay?
Oh yeah, I think she was just a little nervous is all. But I think she's better.
Okay. Okay. I just wasn't sure what to do with that. She was so anxious and scared, and I wasn't sure. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
Oh, Fenrain.
Oh, I'm Charlotte. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And with that, we'll end.
Hey, TM. Hey, TM.
Your head snaps so fast.
Yeah. Oh.
We're gonna end session there.
Okay.
It wasn't just Nate that I asked questions to earlier. We'll just put it that way.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
hey, DM.
Yes.
Before we end, that conversation, dude. Had Rain met up with us back in the doorway,
Yeah,
or
you're back in the doorway.
Can I clock her? Can I get a sus check on her?
On her? On Charlotte? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just real quick. Roll a sus check if you're suspicious. Roll a sus check.
I don't know. It's just she's bouncing all around the place, and
I watched.
everywhere she's gone, things have gone wrong.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. 17.
She doesn't seem suspicious. She seems like a 16-year-old girl who's very anxious that she's been assigned duties to the princess.
Okay. I was
Valid.
paranoia.
Hey Vera, how you looking over there?
You okay there, buddy?
You good?
You can't do that to me.
Oh shit!
Oh my god. Oh.
So, anyways, welcome to dinner and a game, where we always save you a seat at the table. Um,
Oh.
Oh,
Oh
join
my
us in
God.
2 weeks, where we get to discover why, why for 2 weeks Hales is going to be pissed at me.
2 weeks of
2 weeks. Ah.
Do you
for
want
this
Okay, all right,
bullshit again.
all right, Hales, to give you a little bit. Do you think that Vera would hear it? Do you want?
I don't think she would. She's too busy right now spreading the information to the guards.
Do you want her to roll to see if she heard it on her way? As a final thing, I will let you see if you hear it.
Vera's mission right now is protecting at this point. The idea of a bridesmaid is not fully.
She was coming out of the bride's room and was in the hallway. You would have had to pass the other two to get out of the yard.
All right.
I
Would you
will
want
let you
like a
roll.
perception?
Yeah, you can roll perception for me.
That's a 9.
Okay,
Oh.
you don't hear it. But anyways, so welcome to
Getting
dinner
that
in the game,
Vera lore.
where we always save you a seat at the table, and where I get to make trauma every other Tuesday. And we're
It's a Friday.
every other Friday. Jeez, I was thinking of Emerald Sanctum.
Emerald Sanctums.
Too many games.
You
Yeah,
do
can come
also
back
get
on-
you
can come back
you
on
all do
Tuesdays.
also get to make chaos, but it's as a player.
It's gonna be traumatic for me on Tuesday. Anyways,
Oh yeah.
so dinner in the game, where you can where we always save you a seat at the table. You can see me every other Friday making trauma for these lovely players. Please follow them on their socials and everything else to see what content they are currently up to. We have a bunch of other games here. We have Kingdoms of Mist. We have Emerald Sanctums. We have Breakfast Club. Am I missing any? What else do we have here?
The Changeling, the loss
that's
is going
right.
to start on Monday,
Oh,
September.
that's right. Cool. We have new shows, so make sure that you follow the channel. You guys never
Yes,
want to miss
please.
any. We are supported by a lovely coffee company. Bray, do you want to take it away for our
Geek Grind
sponsors?
Coffee, yes, thank you very much. Geek Grind Coffee is an ethically sourced coffee company that buys from mainly women-owned farms, and they have an incredible group of flavors of all different types of flavored coffee, regular coffee, seasoned, different grounds, different roasts. All of them are geek themed. They have some from Pathfinder, Starfinder, the Labyrinth, a bunch of other classic stuff. And if you use the link in chat, a small portion of the order comes back to us at dinner and a game. It's a small way to help us out if you want to. And like I said in the chat, we do the raffle every show, and we give away raffle tickets. We give 1 for followers, 2 for subscribers. There's a 20-minute period. We do it randomly during the show, and when you enter it, we do raffle for a mini of the month. You can see it in our Discord channel, in the contest channel in our Discord, and that is given away, at the end of the month. And so it's going to be given away actually on the third show on the 30th, which is 31st, which is Kingdoms of Mist.
Yeah.
And the last day you can get tickets is on Emerald Sanctums on the 30th.
Perfect. Yeah, so welcome to dinner and the game. We always save you a seat at the table. You can find all of our wonderful creators here doing things on their socials, doing other games, writing books, etc. You can find me doing all other streams. You can find me every other Friday here. We will go raid somebody in a second, but thank you guys for coming and having a seat at our table for the evening. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Bye!